Reveille, reveille.
Look at us now. Tip to...
Ooh, Jesus.
Start from Mortal Kombat.
Do you want a margarita? Yes! My God!
Come to us, doing what we love. It's time to bang. Oh, yeah. It's Monday morning, right? August 4th, 2025. You stumbled into the best damn combat sports show they ever put together. Morning Combat. We ain't got shit to talk about today. BC, LT from the DC. How about D's nuts? Hey, Brock Lesnar's back in WWE. So much for that sex trial, right? All right.
How implicated is he supposed to be?
He hasn't been accused of anything, but he did agree to fly to Connecticut during contract renegotiations to have fun with a sex toy, but then the blizzard stopped him. Are we really talking about this early in the show?
It's what the world is these days,
Yeah,
huh?
it is. So shout out to SummerSlam. TKO just killing it in combat sports right now. Just
In
no
more
rules.
ways than one.
Yeah, just no rules.
Just
at
knifing
all.
it in the back.
Speaking of TKO, we've got a show for you today. Will it be quality? That's up to you. We'll be recapping UFC Apex. Also, hey, PFL did not have a bad night the other night. Did not have a bad night.
They did not.
All right. I'm a Thad Gene stan, brother.
He looked great.
Yeah, all right. So we'll be getting into that.
Our proclamations proved to be true.
And we will be killing time with a little fill in the blank. We'll get to your DMs.
We should be honest about this. This might be the most killingest of times episodes we've ever done, because let me just say this about UFC.
Yeah.
Their model, we know the model has changed, and everyone's like, "Oh, here I complain again." But just hear me out. We are where we are. Like, I'm not even. Nothing I say is going to take us to a different place, right?
Us as a show? Or?
No. I mean the UFC.
Okay.
It is what it is, and their content models. UFC is just on now, right?
Even when they're not on, they're still on.
No. But like they're just on, like the light, or like when you're at a bar and you see a bunch of TVs and like it's just on, but there's nothing. Things just happen, and there's nothing coherent or pronounced about it. It's just a steady stream of fluorescent light.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's good parts to it. It's not like it's, when I say it's on, I'm not saying it's on in an always irrelevant way, but like the best way to think about UFC is it's not an event-based production content company anymore. It's just on.
I really feel like TKO has killed combat sports. Is it too early to
They're
say
trying.
that?
They're trying,
really
yeah.
trying. But,
and if you say this, if you have the balls to notice with your eyes, hey, this doesn't look right. People be like, why do you hate fun? Why do you want to go do this number at you? Like this.
Well, we'll have fun today to fill the hole.
We're going to talk about pornography today.
Okay, that's just. I'd rather talk about the drizzling shits you had on the train this morning.
No,
Not
they were
really,
normal. They were normal today.
I don't know what we have here. We got a show for you. You can follow us. You can like and subscribe. Please, in fact, it helps out the show a lot. Shout out to everybody watching on the DraftKings Network or in your ear hole at the supermarket, also live on YouTube. You can check out our extended YouTube channels, including Luke Thomas Gets Political.
Yeah. Which
is a place you can go to get political. So there you go. There you go with that chat. Also, hey, it's a new month right now. So morningcombat.shop. Shit's on fire right now. The new August exclusives from our Beavis and Butthead MK shirt designed by the great Average Joe Art to vaping is for closers. Hey, how about Super Wash Dad's autograph posters? You can get all that and then some, tall, pale, and handsome. Oh, that's me. This is, I'm talking merch here. We also have some evergreen content. Check it out for yourself. Morningcombat.shop. But those are limited edition exclusives that will not be here after this month. So you want Luke Thomas on your chest hitting a vape pen? Act now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do it.
Yeah, shout out to that. I'd also like to introduce the third member of our team today. He's a writer, producer, Australian citizen, bong enthusiast, and the host and proprietor of the Main Card Minute podcast. Anything else you want to say about him?
Terrible boyfriend.
Long Island Luke Nocita.
Soon to be single.
I didn't know I was a writer. I'll take that.
Did I say writer?
Yeah, you know.
Right. I meant rapist.
I have written things before. You know, I'll take credit.
Did I say you were a traffic cop? I meant you were a child killer.
Yeah,
Sorry.
There you go. Long Island Luke, how are you today, bro?
I'm good, man. Did the full card watch along for UFC. No regrets. Too arguable.
How can you say that about your life?
Hey,
What is going on there? I mean,
you know what I actually turned down to do the watch along? BC will appreciate it.
anything of value.
Sex.
No, HYSTS BC was playing a free concert in the park, like across the street
I don't
from
know
my house.
HYSTS.
What's Wheatus's big hit?
Teenage Dirtbag.
I'm just a teenage
yes.
dirtbag.
They're also from my hometown. Shout out. So they were playing in the town, and I was like, should I go to the HYSTS
You should have
concert,
gone to
or
the
should I
HYSTS
stream?
show.
Ah,
Yes.
Are you talking about
shouldn't do this.
Northport, Long Island, your hometown?
Yeah, they're from Northport. Shout out.
All right. He's a pretty good boyfriend. You got to give him that, right?
No, he's the worst one I've ever seen.
Okay.
Hey, I spent time with my girlfriend on Friday instead of watching PFL.
You want a medal?
Yes, I do.
Also, he made his debut on Submission Radio with Dennis. And,
Did you really?
Yes. Yes.
Hell yeah, me, Dennis, and Jed yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, can you imagine the dirtbaggery in that one?
There's a lot of dirtbaggery.
Lot of
going
dirtbaggery.
on in that one. We are happy to have Long Island Luke here today. Maybe it'll be a fun episode. We'll see, Luke, right?
We're gonna have fun with what we have, and what we have is nothing. So there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
very little.
It's a show
anyway.
about nothing. It's very
That is true.
Seinfeldian.
What is
Yes.
MK about? Blood in
Ass.
your stool.
Ass and titties. There we
And
go.
that's it.
Also, I'd like to remind everybody out there that now is a good time to remember Camera on Me, where tequila's story truly began. Because back in 1795, folks, Cuervo invented tequila, okay? Since then, Cuervo stayed true to its roots. We're talking the same family, the same land, most importantly, that same passion. 230 years later, Cuervo is still here in every pour, in every margarita, and in every celebration. So enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. Proximo, Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly. And Luke, we are 1 week out. Next Thursday, a week from this Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
UFC 319 pregame preview brought to you by Cuervo live in this studio. And oh, by the way, we're going to have a special third guest. And dude, I think we could spend that whole time talking about DDP versus Chimaev because I am starting to get that feel, not like this will be some generational fight, but that this is a special fight above the normal main event title fight. Are you getting that feeling?
I said on Twitter over the weekend that this fight has Hendo Hua potential.
Oh, shit.
Well, listen to the words I'm saying. I didn't say inevitability. I said potential. And what I'm really just sort of trying to get at is, don't you feel like that main event, the way in which DDP and Chimaev match up, they could unlock something special
Yes.
as a consequence? That's kind of what I feel.
They could return the UFC to glory.
One fight ain't going to do it. But
It's a
certainly,
good card. It's a good card,
It's
though.
a good card,
Good
and
market,
that main event
Chicago.
is the most exciting main event that on the calendar this year, period.
Speaking of Chicago and speaking of warfare, did you see the washed warfare that we got on DAZN over the weekend with Regis Prograis against Jojo Diaz in that
Let me
co-main
ask you-
event?
let me ask you a
Good
que-
Lord, that was fun, right?
Let me ask you a question. Why has Prograis' decline happened so fast?
Well, he's in his mid to late 30s now. I mean, it's caught up to him.
Pacquiao's 46. I mean,
He's a one of one alien.
okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. But I'm just saying, like, it felt like when Prograis started to go, it just
It went.
off a cliff.
It went.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he won on Saturday, so shout out to him. But I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw
but
that
like-
main event. Did you see Kenneth Sims against Oscar Duarte? That was
No,
a
I did
war
miss that
too.
one.
That was a
I heard
fun
Duarte
ass
looked
fight.
pretty good.
He did look pretty good. He's gonna get a big fight off of that. So
People say, "Oh, Ryan Garcia's win is aging well," and I'm like, "Well, that one is, but like, the Haney one's really not, though, is it?"
no.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. But Rolly just got upgraded to full champion in the WBA at welterweight. That's my guy right there. Rolly found God and he found a new life in the sport. It's interesting how that happens. You know?
I don't know how if you actually found God. You know,
God found him.
maybe that's
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it right there. All right, that's the religion
the lost
portion of
and found.
today's show. Yeah, was this? Are you quoting the Fray right now?
Am I? I didn't mean to.
At the
It's a had to save last.
Yes,
that
yes.
one? Yeah.
Well, did I go wrong? Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get into the show if you're willing, if you're able, and if you're ready right now. Topic number one over the weekend. You already know. Hey, whoa, UFC Apex was back at it. Warehouse fighting in front of handfuls of people. Hey, it was a 2-night SummerSlam weekend. TKO was very busy. But in that main event, we saw a flyweight matchup hastily put together at the last minute. But it did produce somewhat of a breakout performance, if you will, as Tatsuro Taira of Japan finishing late replacement. Let me get this right. Hyun-Sung Park. Is that how I'm saying?
That's the best that I've got for you
Okay.
too.
Hyun-Sung Park, who was supposed to be fighting
Hyun-Sung Park.
Hyun-Sung Park.
Yeah.
Park was supposed to be fighting Steve Erceg a week later. He came on a week early. And what we got ultimately was the flyweight contender Taira bouncing back from that first pro defeat and that split decision, the war over 5 rounds against Brandon Royval. But we saw some evolution to his game, some legit evolution. So, Luke, what did this performance say about the 25-year-old prospect standing as a future threat to the title in this division? Because what he was talking about afterwards was, I want the winner of Van versus Pantoja.
I think we need to be very careful about what we decide we learned from this performance, because it was up again. I mean, like, we should just be honest about it. Like, this fight should not have taken place. Like, hear me out. Whenever I say that, people think, oh, you're saying it's a bad thing. No, it's not really a bad thing.
Well, Amir Albazi got hurt about a week
I understand.
or 2 out, right?
Yeah, it was a while ago. I understand. I mean, that fight would have been tremendous. Unfortunately, Albazi, for whatever reason, couldn't make it. But the reality is, like, the fight should not have happened. Like, a fight should have some kind of a point to it. And in particular, a main event should have definitely a point to it.
So should a fight card.
But this one didn't. I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's a light switch. UFC is just on. And if the stream happens to be good at that time, great. If it doesn't, that's also part of it. It's just on now. It's not really, event punctuated specialty. It's not really what it does. But the point, neither here nor there. They tried to put the main event together very quickly, BC, and I think most people are going to say they want the UFC to go through with that. Mm-hmm. And so that's what you're going to get, and I understand it. And let me be clear. Tatsuro Taira looked awesome. I mean,
he looked great.
Dude, the reality was he was better than Park everywhere. He was better on the feet, which I wasn't so sure was going to be the case. We knew he was a good chance he was going to be better on the ground, and he was way better on the ground, too.
See that double leg where he slammed him into the post and then picked him up and dropped him a second
He
time?
was remarkable. He was very good. And in particular, the 2 right hands that he landed in the first round, one that rocked him, one that knocked him down, they were long range, they were well-timed, they were crisp. They looked good. But this was an opponent who was simply not on the level at all, who was not prepared for this guy at all. And he got run over. He got absolutely run over. And it's like, Taira could have done that 100 times out of 100 to this guy. That's just what it was going to be. So, like, did the mechanics of the striking that he used to knock down Park look really good? No question about it. Overall, did he just look dialed in and ready to go and have a clearly superior class to Park? He absolutely did. But, like, that's telling you what he represents relative to the middle-ish part of the division. It doesn't tell you much about what he measures up to at the top.
Well, it's hard. On one sense, he's 25 years old, so you're like, why are we rushing him to the title, even though he kind of rushed himself in the post-fight interview? But also, there's been a dominant champion on top. So if Pantoja continues to hold this title through the Joshua Van fight, you're going to be looking for fresh meat. So there is an onus on new talent developing and showing themselves. But this is where I'm going to give him the full credit. And I'm not necessarily saying that Park is a killer who will continue to be in the top end of this division. He had a chance to leap up, took his chance, was game. You're right. Got handled in every category. But specifically the Royval fight, what did we say coming into it? Or what did I say? Loved his hunger, loved his chin, loved his willingness. Did not love that he was there to be hit, didn't move at all. It was like caveman fighting, right? The changes he made from that fight, to find out afterwards that he went to the boxing gym and just basically worked on exactly that. You saw that right away. I know there's not a lot of tape on this fight. It was a round and a quarter. But you saw him control distance. You saw him moving his head. You saw the footwork, too. Against Royval, he was parked in the middle, ready to brawl to the death. This was an evolution to his game, which in some ways would be natural for a 25-year-old. But I think even with the situation of this fight, he showed you some real improvement to his game that I think needs to be taken seriously.
I don't dispute that he looked mechanically much more efficient, but how durable that skill will prove to be in a bout, meaning how long they will continuously use it, you cannot tell until they are put under fire with it. And he could look good against Park, go up against someone else who drills him right in the face, and he loses composure and or can't maintain the kind of orderliness that he showed here. It looked good this time. Please don't misunderstand me. He might, in fact, to your point, might be able to use it as he moves, or I should say continues to ascend the ladder at this point. But all I'm trying to point out to you is, what can you infer from a win over a guy like Park, who is a good fighter, but a limited one, and came in on short notice relative to both timing and opponent? You just have to be honest and say there's very little you can take from that with certainty.
Were you disappointed the fact that as soon as Park got touched, he was down? As soon as he got taken down, the fight was over.
I mean, I appreciate that Park hung in there when he had his back taken for so long in both the first and at least part of the second round. Like, dude, he was trying. I give Park didn't lay down. But, like, here's the problem. Like, while I appreciate he didn't lay down for Taira, he could do nothing. I mean, he could do nothing to him.
Yeah.
He couldn't get off. Again, what are the levels of fighting? It's survive, defend, attack. He was stuck in survival basically the whole way through.
Long Island Luke, would you mind reproducing his Taira's famous post-fight response to the first question?
I'm happy, thank you.
Oh, all right. Was that racist? Because I enjoyed it, but was it racist?
What was that just now?
I'm happy, thank you. Come on, it's his catchphrase. It's wild.
Let me hear it again.
You know, Bisping gave a 5-minute question of you did this, you did that, you did that. How'd you do it? I'm happy, thank you. Right? Come on. This is not that. It's not that.
I couldn't tell if he played a sound clip or if he was doing like
He's an impersonator.
he was doing like a Master Splinter voice, like
Yeah.
oh, I mean, like you know, it's like why are we still doing racist Master
By
Splinter
the way,
voices?
you know who the voice of Master Splinter was on the Ninja Turtle cartoons?
Not an Asian guy.
Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of
Yeah,
Bel-Air.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Was that what you were doing? You were doing the Master Splinter thing?
I just played a clip from him. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, we might as well get fired.
Yeah,
guys.
we might as well.
Might as well.
Look, Taira was confident after the stoppage, happy, but he got a little emotional on the walk back to the locker room. I enjoy these moments to see an honest side of them, if you don't mind playing that video.
なんで泣くんだよ、お前。やっぱな、負けた後だったから、ちょっと怖かったよな。いや、よかったよ。実力なんだよ。分かってたよ、これは。お前強いから大丈夫だ。日本人の強さを示したよ。な、中村凛也と一緒に。
お前、向かい相手にこの勝ち方やばいぞ。
この8月、日本人の強さをもっと見せつけるよな。はい。みんなが連なる。見せつけます。やったー。
That shows me that he's human, that he had questions about himself coming in there after the loss, even
For
though it was
sure.
close to with Royval. And I like that little outpouring of emotion. But we also have him
If
talking.
the win was valuable to Taira on his own terms, which it clearly looked like it was, I'm not saying that win has no value for him.
Sure.
What I'm trying, you're asking me, like, when you watch tape, what can you infer? We can take some things. I just want folks to like make sure it's, you know, couched and limited in the right ways.
Yes, casting couched. I got it. Taira
We
also
can
went
talk
on.
about casting couches.
Taira also went on to explain why he was so happy with this victory. Let's listen.
Thank you so much. I am feeling great. I'm happy. Thank you.
Yes.
もう本当にやっと帰ってこれた。
I was thinking, yeah, I'm back here in the octagon and finally can fight. I'm just going to trust myself and show my best.
まあ強くなった姿。
Really wanted to come back strong and show that I'm stronger now. I had the best training ever, and I was able to show that on the octagon, so I'm so happy.
まあ1ラウンドにフィニッシュ。
Yeah, as you say, in the first round, I did see some opportunities that I could go to, but I have the confidence that I'm the best in the flyweight. So I keep saying I didn't need to rush at all, and that's how I went for the first round and also the second round.
バックチョークはもともと得意技で、まあ
Back choke is definitely one of my strengths. I'm so much used to doing it. Even in that angle, I know with my power and strength that guy's going to tap. I kind of knew that.
まあ本当にまあ誰が来ても
Whoever the opponent is, my job is to show my strength, whether that's top 10, top 5, whoever that is, whoever UFC is going to bring me for the next fight, I'm ready to fight that person and show my strength.
そうですね。まあ本当にまあ僕が教える番だったんで。
Yeah, obviously it was my turn to teach. I think I was able to teach.
Yeah, he taught that shit. Would you say that catchphrase is like one of the better ones in UFC right now?
It's certainly superior to Chihuihui's.
Because when they show it in like a medley of all the ones in a row, it's pretty hilarious.
Yes,
It's pretty well done.
Yeah, well, it's also sweet. It's like very Japanese,
Yes.
you know. It's kind and it's like, hi, how are
It's
you?
very
You know, it's very
giddy.
cool. Yeah.
Would you say his
versus like, you know, suck my dick?
Would you say his jiu-jitsu is
It's very good.
is it title world class in this division?
Ooh. It's not as physical as, and I don't think it's as well suited for MMA just yet as Pantoja's. But I mean, to your point, he's 25.
I know,
Golly,
man.
like give him a little bit of time.
And if he made this leap from that last fight, then
I will say for 25, this is what a championship guy would look like at 25 in terms of the ground game. That doesn't mean he's ready for it, but I'm saying like, imagine he was ready at 30.
Sure.
You'd be right here at 25. Yes.
To the victor goes the spoils. Here was his post-fight takedown meal, and he's enjoying the shit out of that, Luke.
What is your favorite way to eat ice cream? This is a big debate in my house. So, for example, are you a cone or a cup guy?
Okay, if I'm out,
Yes.
Ordering
So let me
waffle
stipulate. Not a restaurant. You're at like it's a
ice cream stand.
Yeah, stand.
Auto waffle cone. No question about it. No sprinkles, no nuts or anything. Just give me waffle cone. Give me 2 flavors. Usually, I like them to be very contrasting because they'll meet in the middle and they'll bleed into each other. Oh, the best ice cream flavor ever is black raspberry, and then I usually mix that with some form of chocolate something else. You know what I'm saying? Like a chocolate peanut butter or something like that. And but at home, always cup. And I get the smallest spoon possible. I get like
that's the move.
The tiny measuring spoon that's like that small because then you can really delay it and savor it and almost make love to it.
My whole family is a cone family except me. I'm a cup guy.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, right. I like
it. Do you need 2 girls with that, or are you fine with just 1 cup? All right.
Depends what kind.
Look, he's inserting himself into the title picture. And given the fact, again, that there's a dominant champion on top, literally the door might open up for him to get a sooner than later opportunity. Here is Taira explaining why he believes he can compete with and defeat the winner of Pantoja against Joshua Van.
You made the case, hey, you want the title shot next. Tell us why. Make the case for yourself. Argue why you deserve to be next for the winner of the flyweight title shot.
I can say 100% my skill is higher than the champion.
Pantoja versus Van fight will be approximately November, December. So the next title fight will be around spring. So are you ready to be without fights till spring on next year?
I would hope my wish would be to have a fight on the same card as an undercard.
So, Luke, that journalist brought up a good point, that with this championship fight coming in the fall, it would push it off into next year. So who would be the correct opponent for Tatsuro Taira coming off of this victory?
I mean, the problem with this win is not that it wasn't, again, Taira.
You don't have to keep explaining it. We get it.
Well, what I'm saying is, where does it put him? Does it really expedite him up the food chain? It does in the scenario that you raised, that there is no one else. But this is the point I'm trying to make. If Albazi can be returned to action,
still a good fight.
It's still an important fight, actually. And that's the kind of test where you're like, okay, you beat a guy like that, we can really infer something from it. So to me, it's like, is Albazi still available? Can you book that within a reasonable time frame? If so, I think you go right back to it, unfortunately.
If it can't be Mohamed Mokaev, could it be Kaya Sakura? Or no, because he's coming
So
off.
they wanted Asakura, but would they do that?
Asakura's fighting Tim Elliott in like 2 weeks.
That's a good call.
Then the timing works out great, actually. If Asakura wins, you could do it, but he wanted to do it initially in Japan. I don't know if the UFC has any intention of going back.
Saitama Super Arena?
Yeah, to Japan this year, or certainly even next year. I don't really know where that stands.
Well, maybe if Japan ponies up the Baku, Azerbaijan type site fee money.
Listen, instead we'll probably get it in Bangladesh before we get it in Japan, but you get the idea.
UFC Cambodia is going to be fire.
Yeah.
Believe that. He says he's more skilled than the champion. I know you don't believe that, but let's posit a scenario.
Taira said he's more skilled than
Pantoja.
Yeah, he's not.
Let's create a scenario where somebody got sick ahead of this fight, Van versus Pantoja, and he had to step in. How do you like right now Taira's chances against either of those gentlemen at the top of the division?
All right, so against Van, you would have to imagine Van would light him up on the feet. Just the sheer volume. This is what I mean about, like, it's very easy to look good striking against Park, but a guy who can play hurry-up offense on you, that's a little bit different. Like speed chess in the Park in West 4th. You know, you gotta know what you're doing out there.
With Bobby Fischer.
You'll get hustled fat. You ever done it before?
No, but that guy hates the Shaps.
Well, Bobby Fischer's got problems, but I'm saying, you ever played chess in West 4th?
Hell no.
Dude, they'll smoke you
I
fast.
just learned how to play chess for the first time ever last year
Are you
against
shitting
my
me?
nephew. Yeah.
No, I did it a couple times. Those guys out in West 4th, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They'll smoke you fast. But the point I'm trying to make is, you can play chess really well under a different kind of slower pace. So the question is, could Taira get it to the ground and hold it there? I think he could. I don't know enough to win a 5-round battle. And against Pantoja, I'm sorry, I think he gets run over. I think there's a level of physicality and certainly understanding of MMA positions.
Meanness, too.
Yeah.
Pantoja does fight mean.
And relentlessly.
Yeah.
Courageously.
How was your chess game, by the way? Because you're a thinker. You're in life. You're a thinker.
In high school, it was pretty good. It's pretty bad now.
Are you more offensive or defensive? Is that even a thing?
Yeah. Well, it depends if you have the right opens. There's different openings.
My open is just to pull, just
put your balls out.
Release my junk, and then they're
you're like, if I put my testicles near the bishop, is that checkmate?
What if the shaft touches the queen? Is that SA?
We should be fired
okay,
today.
That's not
We should be
good.
fired today.
That is not good. All
We
right,
should be
let's move
fired.
on, please. Can we move on?
Yeah.
All right, topic number 2. Look, UFC Apex card on Saturday. On paper, it was bad, but the argument is, did it over-deliver from the standpoint of in-ring wars, particularly in 2 back-to-back lightweight brawls on the main card, in which both fights shared fight of the night honors in these TV bangers. We had Esteban Ribovics decisioning Elves Brener. We also had Chris Duncan and Mateusz Rebecki delivering the full Crimson Mask to each other. Both fights shared the honors, as I said. Luke, which of these 2 lightweight duels, in your opinion, was the better fight of the night? Remember, they shared that honors. And was MMA Twitter correct in saying both are fight of the year contenders?
Yeah, they're both are fight of the year contenders if you don't have eyeballs and or you're stupid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say I watched them for the first time this morning, and I was underwhelmed in comparison to the way they were sold to me.
I mean, I don't know how to approach the show anymore because I don't want to be a booster and just say nice things for like the fuck of it. But I don't want to go out there and, be mean for the sport either. I'm just trying to call balls and strikes as best I can tell. Here's what I'll say. Co-Man, I had a lot of fun in watching. I thought the Rebecki and Duncan fight was fucking fun as shit.
It
and
made
brutal.
Bisping on commentary tolerable. All right, that's too
I
far.
have it
That's
so
too
low I couldn't
All right.
I couldn't tell.
Can you show their faces, by the way? So you want to be an ultimate fighter?
This to me was a brutal fucking slog, and I thought, dude, Rebecki, we should just talk about him for just a
Yeah,
second.
he looks like Oscar Willis. No one wants to bring it up. Can you play that one more time?
Oh my god,
That's
he does
bloated
look like
Oscar Willis, isn't it?
Holy shit!
Same hairline?
If Oscar was like a man versus the
What do you think he is?
twink? I mean,
Oh,
he's
sorry.
he's nothing.
By the way, he sent Ben the Bane to hell, even though I loved myself.
He did. But to finish the point, I loved that fight. I thought that fight was gutsy as shit. Chris Duncan took a little bit of time because I saw some folks being like, oh, 30-27, Duncan, is that unfair? I didn't think it was unfair. I thought the first round probably went to Rebecki.
Yes.
But I thought it was close.
Long Island, Luke, you had an argument about that first round that you brought to
How
me.
did you score it?
I was saying I gave it to Rebecki, but the argument for 30-27 is that Duncan lands that huge elbow that gets the hematoma on
Yep.
Rebecki. So he did cause more damage. I get the judging.
So my point is, I could go either way on it. And I thought the other two, he was just outstriking a guy who just kept trying to keep coming forward, and didn't have a lot of answers. He was getting chewed up. That to me, but was still like getting his licks in, and then he was still finding ways to break through. To me, that was, fight of the year I think is a little strong, but certainly fight of the night and very, very fun. I don't really have anything negative to say about it other than it was, it was kind of a sloppy brawl, blah, 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 blah. But the Ribovics fight against Brener,
That was better.
it was more coordinated, but it was
High
less
pace,
fun.
Some defense as opposed to, that's the only problem with the Rebecki Duncan fight, and they both sold out. But that was a caveman fight, and I know there's part of us that we want some
and it was
of
a
that on
caveman
TV.
fight early, whereas the Ribovics and the Brener fight, it kind of, the first round was just kind of medium pace. Second round it tuned up, and then really it turned the corner fully in like the last 2 minutes
Higher
of the
skill,
third round.
higher pace. It was a little more like I enjoyed that a little bit more.
I wouldn't say higher skill. I would say, well, maybe a little bit higher skill. There was some adjustments being made between them, particularly on the Brener side. Midway through that fight. But to me, like, who could beat better guys? Rebecki can beat better guys than I think Brener can. I think, you know what I mean? Like,
I just don't think they're fight of the year contenders. I thought they were very fun TV fights.
agreed.
Long
Totally
Luke, do you
agree.
disagree with that
I think that's
statement?
exactly the way to put it.
I was saying I need like a list of all the fight of the night so far, and then I can truly rank where it ranks on the year. But I do think part of the reason everyone's saying fight of the year is because, like, on paper, I don't think anyone was expecting this card to deliver whatsoever. And we got
Sure.
two really fun fight of the night. So
And there was a couple other fun bangers.
I'm going to say
or
it one more time. I
finishes,
thought
too.
Ribovics and Brener was good to fun and nothing else.
Would you rather rewatch this Brener fight or hang out with Danny Brener, former Bellator PR Raven?
Pardon me. I do like Danny.
Okay, thank you. Me too.
I do like
He's
Danny.
a new father. Shout out to that guy. Unfortunately, if two brawls back to back in the lightweight division happen in a closet and no one's there to watch it, did they actually have it? Let's look at the handfuls of people that watched the end of this Duncan Rebecki fight.
Chris Duncan, 29-28. What did they say? Clear.
Oh, yeah.
I think those are betters.
What are we doing here?
Those are sports bettors.
I mean, I'm not going to relitigate the warehouse argument, but
yeah.
like
this is what I mean, dude. It's just, it's on now.
Like if that's at like UFC Topeka, the place is rocking, right?
Oh yeah, like where should it have been?
You're right. Like anywhere else, it should have been anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's just overflow. I mean,
okay,
I
know that it's.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Okay, it's more cost effective to do it in their own arena, and I know they want to expand it because they're going to do boxing, and then they're going to do jiu-jitsu, they're going to do all that. But they used to go for these level small shows to like the joint at the Hard Rock, right? And it'd be like people crowding the ring, the cage, and it'd be like a fun atmosphere.
Is the Hard Rock still open in Vegas?
It's now the
Is it the Virgin?
Isn't it now the Virgin Hotels? I believe.
It's the one by Mad Men?
Yes. It's one near the weeds. Put the
camera on me.
By the way, Mad Men is like the McDonald's.
No, sorry, it's Medmen. I keep saying Mad. It's Medmen.
Did we ever see Bob Arum there after midnight alone?
Why don't we just tell the story?
I think we already have. But
Yeah.
yes, Bob Arum, who has.
No, let me tell it.
Okay.
BC and I went to Medmen one time. We were staying.
It was after midnight too. It was late.
No, sun was still out.
No, this was.
Are you sure?
The earliest it could have been was like 11:15 or 11:30. It was like
Okay.
after a day full of events.
All right. So we go to Medmen, which is like down this. It's off the strip, but like perpendicular to it. It's like about a mile walk, or give or take. And we get in there and we look over, and fucking Bob Arum is in there, like in this weed store. And this weed store, if you've never been to Medmen, it's like a Apple store where they've got kiosks everywhere and like stuff like
And
that.
he's with his driver and security guard, who's former light heavyweight contender Derek Harmon.
Right. So I'm just gonna tell him what we did. This was BC's idea, and he executed it. This was near the same time as Bob having the run-in with Mike Coppinger, where he'd like, "Shut the fuck up, you little prick." BC was like, "Yo, watch this," and BC goes over to him and goes like, "Yo, Bob, we're big fans." And like Bob's eyes, when I tell you they were the most bloodshot eyeballs I've ever seen in my life.
He was not there. There was not anyone home at that moment.
I mean, he was fucking zooted out there. All right. And BC looks at him and goes, "Yo, Bob, yo, fuck Mike Coppinger, huh?" And Bob like can only utter like this guttural laugh, like ah, you know. I mean, he's so fucking high. We had a very fun time laughing at that.
So good. That was so good. We'll talk about the other fights on this card, but we both know and enjoy Ann Evans. You know that guy, right?
Yes, indeed.
Former UFC employee and pioneer in some ways. By the way, he had a great guest spot on Just Bleed Radio. You know those donks that do that, the JBR?
Yeah.
You know, Lazy Bed, Danger Mouse, Sandine.
Sure. Yeah.
They had like 90 minutes with him. I somehow stumbled into it. It was actually a really interesting listen.
Awesome, yeah.
Ant's a good storyteller. Here's a tweet from Ant, who tells the truth. My God, these atrocious Apex MMA cards, WFC washed fighting championship. The only sane way to remain a fan is to limit time sunk to 8 or 9 pay-per-views a year. Only way to remain a fan and retain the will to live.
It's a little strong.
# washed UFC. And it doesn't hide his feelings. We don't have to expand on it, but is he right or is he wrong?
I mean, this is why when Long Island Luke is like, "Oh, I did a full card watch along," I'm like, dude, that can't possibly be maximizing your time. It just cannot possibly be. Go donate like your time at like a animal shelter, or
just let the guy like what he likes.
I'm donating to all the homeless cats, the animal shelter.
Okay.
They doesn't matter. They don't. Luke, let me ask you: of the 4 guys in those lightweight action tilts, who has the brightest ceiling?
Ooh.
Esteban Ribovics? When I hear Esteban, remember those infomercials of that like Spanish guitarist with like the long fingernails? They would be like.
I think the guy who can beat the best people right now, probably Duncan, but maybe Ribovics has longer upside in terms of if you expand the time horizon.
Okay, that's interesting.
Something like that.
All right. I do want to ask you about this man, the Argentine Topuria. He's known as Kevin. Is it pronounced Vagine?
Yes, BC. It's pronounced Vagine.
I want to say Vallejos, but they're on the. What were they saying?
Okay, so one more time. This is the trick. I didn't realize this either. Do you know what they call the letter Y in Spanish? The letter Y.
Daddy's Yankee.
No, Y. Greek I.
Greek I.
They call it a Greek I.
Okay.
Y. So the Y and the double L. This is always going to be a point of contention. A lot of Spanish-speaking countries are going to say the double L like the English Y. Vallejos.
Yeah.
Where my wife is from in Colombia, they're going to say Vallejos. And where he is from in Argentina, which is why the commentary crew was saying it this way, They say the double L like a sh, so it's Vallejos. That's why they do it that way.
All right. Vallejos went in there in a actually a really tough bout on paper against an experienced Danny Silva and damn near pitched a shutout. Luke, it's early. He's young, but he's confident. He's solid. He's got good striking. Are we watching a potential breakout performer?
I do think he looks like he looks like he's got some of the parts that you really would care about. First of all, Long Island Luke and I were talking about this. Danny Silva gave him a tough fight. I thought Danny Silva came in there prepared, had a lot of good answers, really slowed down Kevin, particularly in that first and I'd say halfway through the second round. Now, as the fight picked up, you know, especially by the end of the second, you could tell that Vallejos was really beginning to put a pace on him at that point. However, I just want to say, shouts to Danny Silva, who I thought did a pretty commendable job. Now, you're asking about Kevin, what can we learn from that? My only criticism, BC, that I could find was he didn't have quite enough creativity in trying to break through. He more so went back to the same things that were getting blocked, but then, you know, he would kind of switch up things a little bit, change the distance a little bit, change the timing a little bit, and then it began to work a little bit more effectively, which fine, if it works more effectively. I'm just saying, you know, if we're going to grade on a high kind of curve here, I would have liked to have seen adaptations a little bit quicker.
Fair.
All right, that's all I'm going to say. But in general, he had a very ready opponent who made things a little bit difficult for him and eventually overcame it, not with a thudding finishing KO, but by methodically kind of finding his space. And he was clearly the better guy by the time the fight
There are a
was
lot of
over.
Argentines on this card, by the way, a lot of Gauchos.
Yes.
And I think Vallejos looks like an interesting featherweight prospect. I don't know about the Topuria part of it, but here is him talking afterwards about exactly that.
Te dicen el Lilia Topuria argentino, ¿no?
Y que ya me comparen literal con el campeón de dos categorías es una banda y la verdad que me pone contento en sí, orgulloso de que ya de por sí estén viendo ese boxeo o ese nivel en alguien que recién está arrancando, ¿no? Y más con 23 años que siento que todavía no estoy ni siquiera cerca de lo que voy a llegar a ser en 27 años, a los 27, 28, 30, que es el prime por lo general de un peleador. Yo calculo que cuando llegue a esa edad voy a ser mucho mejor que Ilia y que casi cualquier.
Wow. So anyone that wasn't that was listening to audio only, he plans on being much better than Topuria.
Yeah, what he's basically saying is he's like, you know, I've reached this level at age 22. You know, you're looking at the best fighters when they're 28, 29, even 30. He's like, wait till I'm 30. I'll be better than Ilya.
Damn. Wow. Okay. Also, 37-year-old Neil Magny got a second-round TKO against Elizu Doleski dos Santos.
Yeah, it was the unction.
But
it was an unk off.
He was gifted afterwards for this performance. Shout out Neil Magny. Let's look at this.
What's he eating?
Is that a birthday cake right there?
Oh, yeah.
You know it.
What a moment.
Wow, he got his black belt, huh?
Yep. Joining a very elite fraternity that does include Brendan Schaub.
I mean, you're doing skits and bits today. It's all
Dude,
right.
The dude's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. What do you want me to say? What do you get, a point
less
fight
skits
me?
and bits. But the point is, he did dominate him on the ground. Like, you know what, dude? Neil Magny is...
He's a tough out.
I tell you what, dude. That dude, I mean, he's a compiler, which is the thing that you've talked about, you know, and that's not the same as elite achievement. But the fact that he is still compiling is its own kind of... I mean, dude, like, this is what I'll say about Neil Magny. You can say anything else, but you cannot deny that motherfucker has put in the hard yards. Has he not?
Damn right he has.
He has put in the hard fucking yards when they need to move the
43 pro
chains.
fights, 30 wins, 13 defeats. This got him out of a slump. You can certainly say that against, you know, higher level competition there.
Sure.
But the dude has been in the UFC, Luke, going back all the way. Like, I'm still going down his Wikipedia right now. Hold on. I'm still going down. February of 2013, he made his debut.
Bro.
So that's a long, and you don't linger. Look at Martin
And
Boudet's
dude-
pouch. You don't linger
Yeah.
unless you're, oh wait, he was 7-1 and they cut him.
Read the names that this dude's fought.
Yeah, I can tell you that. Every welterweight ever. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Hard yards.
You know, Carlos Pratis, Michael Morales, Mike Malott, Ian Gary, Gilbert Burns, D-Rod, Shavkat, Jeff Neal, Max Griffin, Chiesa, Robbie Lawler, Caleb Harrison's former boyfriend, Li Jingling, Santiago Ponzinibbio, Carlos Condon, RDA, Johnny Hendricks, Lorenz Larkin, Hector Lombard, Kelvin Gastelum, Eric Silva, Damian Maya. That Tim Means all the way back.
And
in the
he's
day.
still motivated to go out there and win, and then still doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, dude. That's its own kind of special achievement to me.
I like that. Long Island Luke, you love undercards. Tell me something that you enjoyed here. There were 2 body kick KOs. Shout out to Nakamura.
I was going to say,
right?
Rinya Nakamura had a nice win.
Nakamura looked sick.
Yeah, Piev had a nice win, too, against Nick Klein. I don't really know if Nick Klein is UFC level, but it's okay. Austin Bashi got a nice bounce back. You know,
He
lost
looked
his
good.
debut,
He's still
so-
rushing his offense a little bit, but he definitely looked better this time.
Yeah, I got the first round choke against John Giannis.
And dominated. But Giannis came in on very short notice, like 6 or 7 days, and Bashi ran over him. But nevertheless, Bashi did everything he was supposed to do, and he was very, appreciative of the opponent stepping in on short notice. So it was he did what he. That's what I mean about these fights. Did they need to happen? They didn't need to happen, but they did.
You were telling me you were very impressed with Carol Hossa.
Did I say that?
Never
Yeah.
said that at all. By the way, folks, if you can put the camera on me, nothing beats relaxing on a hot summer day and watching some baseball. America's game, right? And the simplest way to get in on the action of that is to download the Pick 6 app from DraftKings right now. It's crazy simple. Just pick more or less on the stats of 2 or more players, and boom, you're in the mix for big cash prizes. We're talking hits. We're talking stolen bases. We're talking strikeouts. You pick the category. You pick the players. Are you going more or less on that? Nail your picks, and you're heating up because Pick 6 brings upside with payouts up to 500 times. Ain't that right, LT?
It certainly is. Pick 6 from DraftKings is the most fun way to play fantasy sports. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code COMBAT. That's COMBAT with a K for new customers to get a special sign-up offer, better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Very well done. Hey, topic number 3, folks. PFL was in Atlantic City at Boardwalk Hall on Friday night, giving us the championship finals of the welterweight and featherweight tournaments, but you're looking for a headline. How about Thad Gene continuing the breakout star turn and becoming one of PFL's best stories by winning that welterweight tournament, scoring a dominant 5-round unanimous decision over former Bellator interim champion Logan Storley at 11-0. Thad Gene is becoming, like I mentioned, one of the biggest thing PFL's got going. He's got a $500,000 cash prize, and it does gain him entry into PFL's Champions League Tournament Global Championship / I don't really know what that means, but hey, let's talk about the good stuff right now. Luke, where should Thad Gene right now rank on PFL's current roster in terms of the fighters that they need to build the company around? I'm talking about matchmaking and marketing with real intention moving forward. How valuable to PFL is Thad Gene after this season?
Critical. Thad Gene is a success story for PFL, not merely because he's likable and he wins, but as we mentioned, this was a guy that fought on the challengers card. They scouted him, they found him, they developed him, they put him through the tournament. He did his part, and now look at the consequence. He is young, he's exciting, he likes to fight on the feet. He's got a great story.
Big, too.
He's
big.
huge as a welterweight. I cannot believe how big he is. Which, by the way, will make some interesting issues if PFL survives a little while longer and he continues to perform. Like, how much longer does he have time at 170? I don't know the answer to that.
Sure.
But certainly right now, he is that guy. English speaking. I mean, Shamil Musayev is one of these guys that you would imagine would be, the one that he wants, and I think he in fact did call him out afterwards, and it's a really, really difficult fight. Musayev is a fun guy to have on your roster because he provides quality, but he's not going to electrify the American market anytime soon. I mean, this is the thing about PFL. We've talked about it. They don't have a domestic fan base. They don't have one.
And it's because of their system and format, in my opinion.
There's many reasons. There's many reasons. That's a big contributor. But one of the ways in which they could, I don't know if solve the problem, but make certainly some inroads is to feature more guys like this. Now, I don't know if he's ready to beat Musayev, BC. It's Storley's a very good opponent. Musayev's a different level. But the point I wanted to make is this was such a great night for him. It's a very good night for PFL. What they need to do is, and this is the thing that drives me nuts, they need to promotionally build around him, not build things and then plug fighters in.
Sure.
I know UFC does that and gets away with it. They're not UFC. You need to do it the much more organic way, but you've got something now. You got really a person you can build around. Dakota Ditcheva, something similar for the UK, although you can build her here too.
Well, let me ask you where his stock ranks when you consider, okay, they let some people go that I thought they should have built around Pico, et cetera, but you got Dakota Ditcheva, you got Usman Nurmagomedov, you got Paul Hughes. How important is that, Gene, compared to those in terms of what PFL can do with him moving forward?
I mean, I just think the Paul Hughes thing is not a reasonable comparison because this was Thad's first real breakout, whereas Paul Hughes kind of had one. Paul Hughes was not anonymous when he signed to PFL. He had already made a name for himself in the European regional scene or international scene with Cage Warriors, and then was a proven guy who could have gone to UFC or PFL, chose PFL. Whereas that Gene, for some people, just kind of came out of nowhere. It's a very, very different scenario.
What sub-league for PFL?
Challengers.
Challengers, okay.
So what I'm trying to point out is that's got a little bit of work to do promotionally to be even close to Paul Hughes, to be quite honest with you. There is just some proving that has to go into it. However, these young stars, all in their 20s, Ditcheva, I think Hughes is still in his 20s, and then certainly Thad Gene is. These kinds of names are the core names that they now need to promotionally put resources into back and then feature, rather than we're going to go to Cape Town and just plug in your fucking stupid ass fight there.
Right.
That's what has to happen.
And this is where I keep harping on the format, because this was such a breakout performance against a proven name in Storley that even though they gave him a belt afterwards, it was the championship belt of their welterweight tournament. I wish this crowned him as the PFL welterweight champion, because the next thing you'd say is, oh, who's next in line? I want to see him again. Let's go. Instead, what does it really make him? It makes him sort of the PFL America's season champion, and now he goes to the Global Champions League and fights people from other PFL territories. It's like that just
the Champions League of MMA.
That just waters down how big of a breakthrough story I think he was to them and what he should be. Like, that's the problem I have with this, that this was on ESPN. Like, this was an exciting fight card. I thought the presentation was great. Dan Hardy's fantastic on commentary. Great. There's a lot I liked about it. I wish this was even bigger than it was. Let's show Gene coming out of the cage there at Boardwalk
Randy
Hall.
was there, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Randy. You can see his tournament title there. The crowd very, very happy to see him, and certainly a breakthrough moment. And speaking of the value he brings, I like that they're using a friend of the show, Jonathan Coachman, as a mouthpiece. Here's Coach after the fact talking about the value that Gene does bring to the company.
Any fighter in the history of combat sports has to have those fights and those performances that take him to that next level, and you have to be able to pass those tests in order to be seen as a star. And we believe here at the PFL that we need to find our own fighters, grow our own fighters, and make stars out of our own fighters. And Thad Gene is one of those guys that we absolutely believe in. And tonight he put on a spectacular performance for a guy that is so young. He told me on Wednesday, walked right up to me, and he says, "Coach, I'm in the best shape of my entire life, and everybody thinks that I'm going to get taken into the 4th and 5th round and I'm going to be tired." And did he get a little bit tired? Who wouldn't? But he was still able to throw quick jabs. He was still able to pretty much on the feet dominate the fight, and he really had a great, I think, ground game and defense against Logan Storley, who's an unbelievable grappler as well. So shout out. We still have 6 more to go. We'll get to those in a little bit, but I think tonight was a great start to our World Tournament final.
So, Luke, let's talk about this fight. He did go 5 rounds. He did lose the 4th round on all 3 judges' scorecards, but I am so impressed. The striking, the variety of it. I mean, I almost felt like Storley was looking close to getting stopped a couple times, but it was just such an overall dominant performance when you take into account the takedown defense, because it wasn't just stuffing the takedowns of a proven grappler who you knew was coming in there to take you down. He was reversing that into top position a few times too. Like, he just looked bigger, stronger, smarter, better variety of game. Where do you think the holes are moving forward, if there are any? Because this, to me, showed, yeah, this guy's world-class.
So, a couple of things. I mean, he definitely did look really good in the wrestling. His scrambling looked great. I I do wonder if Jason Jackson with a second chance might have a little bit more success with him on like second order.
It was a split decision. It was a close fight.
Yeah, like a second order kind of thing. Like you can tighten up some of the differences to account for them. So in other words, Thaddeus doesn't have quite what I would call instinctual takedown defense yet. It's very good. It's reactive. Please don't misunderstand me. It's very good. But against someone who can chain them together more nimbly, it does not look yet to me like the kind that's got ready for all of those answers. But it was certainly plenty for him on Friday night. The other part too is the way in which he kind of has a loose hands down approach. Someone's going to pop him for that. Someone with a good jab is going to really cause problems.
So you're saying like he's like...
He gets here and he moves his hands like this, like he's trying to shake a booger off of him.
Okay.
And even if he wasn't, even if they were still, they'd be right about here. I find that like that style of... He's good at moving his head, which is why, but like, Storley's not the guy to test that through combination. So again, you have to think about how does their style match up, obviously, against the person that they're up against, but also like, what are the limits to that? So he's obviously got a ton of ability, but to me, like to me, it's more about like where the defensive vulnerabilities are for him. And they're not huge, but against a guy like Musayev, they could be, right?
But you were saying you were watching the PFL post show, and they brought out his family. What was that?
He had his whole supporter crew there, and
parents are from Haiti.
From Haiti. They brought him out. They brought his whole family out, and like just hearing the family celebrate and cheer. Dude, this was the biggest day of their lives. I don't know. Seemed like in a long time. They were over the moon for their guy. It's just nice to see. It's nice to see that.
Long Island Luke, was Gaffney Jim Pierre, former technical director of this show and friend of the Main Card Minute, was he just on fire after this?
Yeah, he was live for it. He was loving it. He also put in the Haitian parlay. Thad Jean and Neil Magny cashed that shit.
Oh, wow. Should have got Andre Berto in there for like a triple parlay. Got to fight, though. Yeah, there you go. Big win for Thad Jean.
Andre Berto has a fight coming up?
No, I'm saying he would have to have a fight coming up. Shout out to Andre Berto. Big win in the main event. Big win for PFL. Also, though, that co-main event, the featherweight tournament final. Unbeaten Movlid Habulayev, the 2021 PFL featherweight tournament champion, became a two-time champion when he submitted red-hot Jesus Pinedo in round 5. Now with a 24-0-1 record, Habib Nurmagomedov in his corner. Luke, holy crap. First of all, this fight was killer fun, despite Habulayev taking him down at will. When they were on the feet, they both landed some big strikes. How much is the MMA world, though, sleeping on the 35-year-old Habulayev when you consider, I know he had a PED test that he failed in recent years. I know he lost a fight to Daniel Pineda by TKO, but it was overruled when Pineda failed the drug test himself. Outside of that, 24-0-1, got Habib in his corner, and does fight in a Habib light style that's pretty damn impressive. Would you say people are sleeping on him, or would you say he's kind of just starting to really put it together right now?
Yeah, it's a weird one, right? Because he was starting to put it together earlier and then had some hiccups in his career. And then as we indicated, he kind of, I won't say limped to the finish line here of getting the Pinedo fight, but his run through the tourney to get to the Pinedo fight was not nearly as interesting or fun as Pinedo's run, which we had talked about quite a bit. However, then they got there, and the wrestling difference was significant enough where he was able to get the win. Although there were times, BC, he was getting lit up on the feet by Pinedo, who could not manage his own attack, but nevertheless was able to get through at times. I'm not sure how I feel about Movlid. Like, on the one hand, he clearly is a winner, and he clearly has this skill set where you just look at that division at PFL and you think to yourself, who could reasonably, if Pinedo can't take it from him, who could? And I don't have an answer for you. At the same time, I do not see him as so overwhelming and inevitable as I've seen other top grapplers.
Wow, his busy top game, and he's constantly adjusting and keeping you down. Are you saying this is more of the deficiencies in the takedown and the grappling ability of
being busy on top doesn't tell me much. Okay. I don't really care about that. I care about what kind of change you can effectuate, and he wasn't really all that great at doing that.
Can you show the picture of Habib? I was impressed to see the Habib influence in the corner and the pride that Habib had in him.
Yeah.
From that Abdulmanap coaching tree. I don't know. Two-time champion, still unbeaten. He's a problem to deal with.
You're asking me like where would I rank him in the UFC's heavyweight? Where would I rank him in the UFC's featherweight division? Who could he beat? Could he beat Brian Ortega? Probably.
Yes.
Could he beat Yair Rodriguez? I don't know.
Jury's still out on that.
5-round fight, I'm not sure how I'd feel about that.
Can he beat Kevin Vallejos right now?
Yeah, probably. But, like, would I favor him to beat Diego Lopez? No, I would not. I would not favor him. I think Lopez's guard and play underneath would be a bit of a problem for him.
But you would say Khabulaev is coming into his own at 34. Like, we're starting to see the best of him. And
I thought this was the best performance he had in the entire tournament, honestly. Yeah. You could maybe make a case outside of the Kennedy fight that he had a better performance. But what I'm trying to say is, given the quality of opposition, and frankly, Pinedo is dangerous and fucking relentless.
And he had a few moments when he would get up.
He definitely had some scary moments in there for sure. So for that reason, Khabulaev's performance here was the best he's had in actually quite some time. It's just in the whole group of it, am I fully overwhelmed? No, not fully, but he's a quality, solid fighter.
Khabulaev was the underdog from a betting standpoint. Here is he's talking about that along with the impact of Coach Khabib.
Movlead, you're a 2025 World Tournament champion. Pinedo was favored, though. Did you expect to win in such dominant fashion?
Я никогда не сомневался в своих навыках. Стилистически я для него был очень неудобный соперник. Я не знаю, как они могли посчитать его фаворитом. Но я так и предполагал, что пройдет.
I knew that it's not going to be easy for him. I don't know why people thought that he's going to be favored one, because, I've been doing this for years, and I proved it once again that I'm the best.
How much of an advantage was it to have Khabib in your corner?
Насколько важно было иметь Хабиба в своем углу?
Конечно, я с Хабибом начинал свой первый профессиональный бой. В 2011 году мы с ним дрались в одном карде, и с этого же времени мы до сих пор вместе тренируемся. Он помогает и на тренировках, и вот как видели он в углу, то, что он советовал, очень доходит до тебя.
Yes, it's very important to have Khabib in my corner. We've been together since 2011. We've been on the same card, actually, back in 2011. And since then, we've been together. He's my brother. He's my coach. So, yeah, he always gives right advices. He's critical.
Congratulations, you're a World Tournament champion.
He looks the part of scary foreign villain in a movie right there. Like, he's got that look down.
He does. He's a little too short for it, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Luke, on this undercard, these were the only tournament championship fights, a bunch of other fights, but there was some controversy that came out of this prelim fight where Frederick Dupras choked out Nathan Kelly unconscious, but the female referee, I was unable to get her name, did not stop it in time, and you had a lot of people calling for her removal. What did you make of this? There's the tap.
Yeah, there's the tap. She's on the wrong side to see it.
And this dude's just getting choked to death.
Hold on.
And then finally she's like, wait, I think he's out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great. I've definitely seen worse. It's not great. It's not great. She did not do a great job. She's on the wrong side of it. But just understand, like, there was a mass of, I know no one wants to hear this.
Sure.
In MMA, whenever there is a vast condemnatory attitude towards any kind of woman in power, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying I'm going to double check.
Oh, this is one of those, like, you don't like women's MMA because you hate women.
I'm going to double check. So in this particular case, okay, let me back up. Let's just
back up. Back it up.
Why are you making that face?
I didn't think this was going to be your analysis.
No. I'm not. My analysis is, if you notice when the highlight starts, he taps on one side. She's on the wrong side. She did a bad job. The argument's not that she did a good job.
Sure.
She did a bad job. I'm saying to you, my instinct is, soccer mom is out here.
Yeah. Somebody throw a dildo on the WNBA floor.
Let me double check the tape is my attitude.
Okay.
And I double checked the tape and it's not great. Like she did a bad job. I've definitely seen worse. But here's the problem. Like where was this one? This was in Atlantic City.
Yes.
Now New Jersey typically has better referees. She made a mistake. I mean, she made a mistake. There's no other way to say it. She made a mistake. So I don't know what have you seen her before?
I've never seen her before, no.
I'm going to say this. Whenever they go to Florida or Arizona or whatever, you might see some of the junior level refs, not your Herb Deans or whoever, on like the mid and then prelim card. And so I think it's what you got here. They were trying to work it out, but it didn't really work out in their favor this time. So I
got you. He lived, so that's a good thing.
Don't you go dying on me.
All right. That was your PFL recap over the weekend.
Jordan Newman.
Oh, yeah. What do you got?
Who we spotlit on Friday, the D3 national champ.
What college?
I think like University of Wisconsin Whitewater, something like that. Yep. So, dude, fight opens, and he's got this big hulking guy in front of him who's just marching him down. drops him, I think it was straight punch. I forget which one it was. Could have even been a jab, but drops him. And Newman like covers up, and I'm like, oh, this guy's about to lose, about to get his O taken. Hangs on, reverses everything. Then he's the one dealing, beats the shit out of the guy, makes it to the end of the round. The round 2 is about to start, and his opponent refuses to get off the stool. Jordan Not Human Newman.
That's a great nickname.
That's
Damn.
such a great nickname, right?
Oh.
Now, he's got some stuff to work on. He's still a little green, but the resiliency that he showed in that fight, woo, very, very good.
All right, that's a name to watch moving forward. Luke, moving forward, we're in the midst of the dog days of summer. So we're talking about swamp ass. We're talking about you don't want to be the smelly guy in your friend group. We're talking about more sweat, more heat, and more stink potential. The good news, though, is you've got a chance to be ahead of the game and be ready for this. Yeah, we're talking about Mando right now, because if there's one thing I am not messing around with this summer, whether I'm hanging with the guys or out with the family, and that's my deodorant. So I reach for Mando's deodorant plus sweat control, and I do it for one or actually multiple reasons. How about, first of all, blocks odor all day long. It controls your sweat, too. It's powerful on pits, but gentle on the skin. Smells really good too. It's not your typical drugstore stick. It's a high-performance pit shield. And look, here's the deal. I wouldn't lie to you. When you're grilling in 90-degree weather like I was yesterday when I ran out of propane and had to run to the store mid-grill, or I'm chasing my kids around, or I'm trying to, play the beanbag game or whatever, I want to make sure that my deodorant keeps up with me, that it keeps me smelling good, looking good. Mando keeps my pits fresh and dry. So I need you to check out everything going on right now at shopmando.com using our code COMBAT with a K, and you could be looking at 20% off site-wide plus free shipping for new customers only. Luke, I don't take my perspiration in the summer anything but seriously.
Well, you have to, because otherwise you will smell like a hot dog farm.
Exactly.
If such a thing existed.
Like the side of the road in Pennsylvania when that 18-wheeler went down.
Like roadkill.
Glizzies everywhere.
It was a glizzy factory all in the street. And Mando's going to help you. It's going to help you guys. It's going to help BC. It's going to help me. It's going to help you if you let it. If you let it into your heart. But what can Mando do in all seriousness? First of all, it's just all the products, high quality. Baking soda free, paraben free, the things you need it to be. Second of all, you've got different kinds of scents you can pick from, which is bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. You can do stuff where you can do sticks. You can do different kinds of applicators.
There's cream
There's
can put
creams,
on?
and they have. By the way, for certain kinds of cleaning products, they have 4-in-1s that you can have.
If it's date night, I go with the spray. By the way,
fair enough. But this is the point. It's the how do you say? It's modularity. You can use it in a particular way that's designed for you, or BC can do the same, and it's all different tailored ways according to your cleanliness needs and your preferred ways of applying it, all with high quality stuff, again, that's scientifically been tested to make sure you guys are getting the best stuff that's out there. So here's what's going to happen, folks. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or the deodorant wipes. The deodorant wipes are a big favorite in this house, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. Use the code COMBAT, that's COMBAT with a K, at shopmando.com. 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pits. Smell great doing it, BC.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that'll let you down these days. Don't let your deodorant let you down. Okay, go with Mando. I'm wearing it right now. Makes me feel good. All right. Thank you, Mando. Look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill time, Luke. We're going to bring back a segment we used to do back in the day, looking at the latest headlines, forcing Luke Thomas into the hot seat to give us not a Luke Thomas, because you know what Luke Thomas normally does? He either gives us no answer or he gives us 17 answers. I want one answer per question.
I got one. I got someone tweeting me about this. The ref missing Gaethje's tap to Khabib was worse than this lady's refereeing. The outrage then was not as bad. You're completely right, Luke.
I mean, Alistair did feel it also. Okay. This one's
All right,
called
let's do it.
Fill in the Blank.
Yeah.
All right. Nice opening animation there. We didn't save that from the Showtime era.
Should I just show my ass?
Luke, I've got 8 questions for you, 8 statements, and you are going to have to fill in the blank based on your preference. Number one, known forever as the Let Me Bang Bro man. You know that guy, right? Former UFC fighter Julian Lane reached a career milestone on Saturday at BKFC Sturgis when the 38-year-old captured the promotion's welterweight title, improving to 6-0 since the death of his father, which he would say later changed the direction of his career and snapped a 6-fight losing skid, combining MMA with other various disciplines. Of course, though, Luke, he's going to be forever known for this.
Bang, man. I want to do that, man. Let me bang, bro. I do. I do. Let me bang. I do let you bang. Hey. Let me bang again, man. I let you bang. I let you bang. Let me bang.
That was Luke talking to his fraternity brothers in college.
Yeah, let me bang.
Just let me bang, bro. Look, obviously, congratulations to Julian Lane, but that's an all-time one-liner in UFC history that still lingers today. So from I back, trust me, I back, to who the fook is this guy, there have been many of those incredible one-liners. The single one-liner from UFC history that most lives rent-free in your head is blank.
Everybody's on steroids.
Oh, that's such a
Nick
good
Diaz.
one. What was the context of that?
So I believe this one was after he got a 5-year ban for marijuana. From
Red Okamoto did that interview on his cell phone outside the courthouse.
And he was like, everybody's on steroids. And it was one of those ones where it's just like, I don't know, for some reason, that moment in time really stuck with me. But dude, you could, I mean, to the point you raised about this question, there's a million.
Well, I back. Trust me, I back from Anderson Silva.
So I used to joke because that was obviously between when he broke his leg.
Yes.
And then it was I used to joke on my show, I going to be on I back. That's how I used to say that.
Long Island Luke, do you have one favorite that defines you?
I don't have one favorite, but I got a few lists here. I mean, Chris Weidman's dad, he's still my boy.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Even the other Nate Diaz, well, the other Diaz brother, which is
I'm
I'm not surprised,
Yeah.
motherfucker. I mean, that one, in terms of post-fight Rogan speeches,
yes,
that might be number one.
Oh, so you're a wrestler now.
Yeah.
Isn't that Nate as well?
Yeah, but that might have been pre-fight.
That was pre-fight, yeah.
That was incredible.
Tony, when him and Verdum got into that altercation, he's like, "Hold on, I'm talking, brother." That's a classic one there.
Is it? That's a
yeah, that's
classic
a.
one?
I'll ankle pick you.
In the
bro.
Nocita house.
I'll ankle pick you. Yes,
in the Nocita house, that is. Great moments there in UFC history. Let's go to number 2 here. Luke, 3 days after my 47th birthday and 8 days before you turn 46 tomorrow.
I do turn
by the
46
way.
tomorrow.
Connecticut-born multimillionaire and Brendan Schaub Eskimo brother Dana White turned 56 last week, which was an age that White probably never would have made it to without meeting that renowned medical shaman, Gary Brecker.
Yes, who has no medical training whatsoever.
In fact, here's an AI version of what Dana's birthday party probably looked like. There we go. Yep. Hey, happy. Luke, imagine a scenario in which you won a Howler Header and Power Slap sponsored fan giveaway where you were allowed to ask Dana White one single question, anything you always wanted to know. And not only would he be forced to give you an answer off camera, you would be allowed to make one single YouTube video on your channel to relay to the public what he said. The one question you have for Dana White above all else is blank, and he has to tell the truth.
What is the plan for selling the UFC?
Really?
Yeah.
Of all the history before, you're going to go with what's your future plan of selling?
Yeah, I mean, none of that stuff matters to me anymore. Well, not matters to me, but I wouldn't want to. I don't have. Honestly, dude, after the big lawsuit, like, there's not much to me that is all that interesting in terms of what's been concealed.
Okay.
To me, the biggest question is: are y'all planning to sell this thing, and if so, when?
Interesting.
Because if they are, by the way, let's just say it out loud. It's completely a rumor mill thing. But one of the rumors going around today is that they might be trying to gear up for a sale of the UFC or various other TKO assets, and in particular to the Saudis.
Or the UAE?
Or UAE. So let's imagine a world where in 4 years they sell to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. There's also big money in India.
Yeah, would they sell it? I mean, I guess who knows? Who knows what direction they could go? To me, it would be that. I honestly, like, what about the past? Why would I need to interrogate, more forcefully? And it's just one. Like, one doesn't do me a lot of good.
Long Island Luke, you got a saucier answer than that? I mean, if you could ask one frickin' thing and he's going to tell you the damn truth on it.
Yeah.
Like one concealed fact?
Yeah.
Well, what would yours be then?
I'm trying to think. I'm like,
What was in Abu Azaitar's bag on Fight Island?
That's a great one.
That is an
That's a
interesting
great
one
one.
right there.
Scale on the wall and shit.
That is an
Yep.
interesting one right there. I don't know if I can say it on air. I have like distinct questions
Okay,
for the
all
man.
right,
Okay,
all right.
But
Yeah, for me at this point, I'm less interested in trying to relitigate the past. I think I have a pretty good handle on it. It's a question about where everything's headed. That, to me,
okay,
is more,
that is interesting. I would want to know that. Let's go to number 3 here on Fill in the Blank. Speaking of Dana and the UFC, so much of combat sports' immediate future continues to wait upon the results of UFC's current negotiation with whatever broadcast package will look like in the post-ESPN world. So from the standpoint of bringing necessary change to the current watered-down existence of the UFC in the TKO era, the best scenario for fans regarding UFC's next broadcast deal would be blank. Given everything we complain about on this show over the last year and a half, where is it multiple homes? What is the best scenario that could reignite the UFC in your eyes?
Netflix demanding large-scale events and then paying to produce them in such a way that they looked like, to borrow from terminology of Scott Coker, tentpole events.
Okay.
Now, I know what you might say, aren't pay-per-views existing tentpole events? But what I'm saying to you is, yes, on some level, of course they are, but something a little bit beyond that, BC, or something a little bit, maybe even different. Maybe even if it isn't as big, just something that recaptures casual sports fan enthusiasm by putting more of a white glove treatment on it. Something, you know how like they like the white glove and bespoke treatment on their own legislation that they want to get.
Yes.
They should do that to their own product.
So are you saying signing up, which is a reality potentially with Netflix, for like 6 premier pay-per-view events each year?
Something like that. Yeah. Let's put really good events in someone else's hands for the first time. Now, I understand UFC controls their own production, but certainly the whole point of going to Netflix, I'm imagining, would be not just the scale of the audience you could reach, but the way in which Netflix might want. So, for example, Netflix, and I didn't really understand this until recently, but Netflix has like a consistent look that they like for their programming. And obviously, NFL can't look like UFC, like Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson, but there can be some similarities. And what we saw at that last fight between Serrano and Taylor.
I talked to people that worked on the production side of that. They said that Netflix spent a ridiculous amount of money to make it look that good with every single bell and whistle possible.
Put that into UFC. That's what I'm talking about.
In a dome? Or that doesn't matter?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
That kind. And it's not just the money. Answer. It's not just the money. It's like someone with a different eye. Bring it all in. Make it new, make it fresh.
I would love that particularly because one of my biggest gripes in the last year and a half was UFC took cards that used to be majors, that used to be like, oh shit, we're going to get really good main cards or really big main events when it's MSG or when it's this or that. Pick what you thought the majors used to be. That's changed now. Now, like, I mean, whether it was 300, whether it was the Sphere, they sort of like backdoored into the matchmaking of whatever was available at the moment, and they seemed largely unprepared. Like, it wasn't like, oh, we've got the Sphere in 6 months, let's get the most badass main and co-main to pair with this. It was sort of like, well, who's up? Shevchenko. You know what I mean? It was like random. Same thing with UFC 300. Same thing with a few of those. If it was Netflix basically saying, we only want your best of the best, then they have to change the way they matchmake from a long range point of view.
Agreed.
And really focus on that. You also could have said as an alternate answer, less total fight cards.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how realistic that is, just the way which that people think you can just do less. You would have to trim the roster.
Okay.
There's just no other way to trim it, to do it without trimming the roster subsequently. And that I think that has some pretty big consequences for the industry. So yes.
What if one of the options was burn the Apex down?
I don't think you would want to do that. I mean, I realize that spiritually it is so devoid of any kind of value, but I don't think that's a wise idea. What I would say though is, mandate like tier 2 products should go there.
Yeah.
Contender series should go there.
Sure.
UFC BJJ should go there. UFC should only go there in the event of an emergency. Other than that, they should be somewhere else.
Like if John Jones fails a drug test in one jurisdiction and you want to move the card during Christmas,
move it right there,
move it right to the Apex. I'm with you on that. Let's go to number 4 on Fill in the Blank. Logan Paul on Saturday night delivered the oh shit moment of the night during night one of WWE SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium, jumping off the top of the ring post to splash entertainer Jelly Roll through the table in the midst of their celebrity crossover match right there. I mean, that was very impressive, was that not? With the 2 prime bottles? Did you see how far he jumped? Did you see how high and how far he jumped? Seriously.
He is a good athlete.
He's an insane athlete. Luke, we all know that Luke Thomas detests pro wrestling, and we all know that I love the genre at times, but certainly not during this TKO-infested greed era that has also watered down the UFC and has the potential to do the same thing to my beloved boxing notwithstanding. With that said, it would be really hard for someone like you, born in 1979, to go all 46 years without having a single wrestling match stand out to you in any form. The most memorable single pro wrestling match of Luke Thomas's entire lifetime was blank.
Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Dude, WrestleMania 3 Intercontinental Championship.
That's a great match.
That's my answer too.
Oh, that's your answer? Really?
It's one or the other. It's either Hogan Andre, which was the main event of that one, because it was just so insane. It was such a bit for a little, for a little kid, it was so big. But it was the Macho Man Steamboat one with all of those false finishes, right? All those near pins, one after another, and such a great story. That was the first time I felt something different in a wrestling match watching it.
Yes.
Like, holy shit, that
I
was
had
art.
forgotten about it for a while, and then somebody reminded of me a few years ago.
Dude, I thought you were going to give a bullshit answer. This is great.
And I went back and I watched parts of it, and I was like, holy shit, this thing was pretty good.
It was way ahead of its time. That match was less than 15 minutes, and it was just so
insane.
Perfect.
That's insane. What about you, Long Island Luke?
I'm like you, Luke, where I only remember it really as a kid. I'm gonna go Mankind getting slammed through the cage.
Yes.
I remember. I
The
don't
Hell
remember
in
who
the
he
Cell
fought.
against Undertaker.
So Mick Foley was 10 different guys.
He was
right?
Wait.
So his real name's Mick Foley.
I know he was Cactus
He was
Jack.
Cactus Jack,
Dude Love,
Mankind, and Dude Love, and he would alternate sometimes in the same night. Different.
Oh, is that
Also,
right?
fun fact: Mick Foley used to work with my dad.
Where?
So my dad's a landscape architect. Mick Foley, early days of pro wrestling, was a landscaper on the side and worked with my dad.
Hell
I
yeah,
met him
brother.
back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild. All right. Wow, I'm so happy you said that. That match is just. I wrote in a 5,000-word oral history on
Did
it
you really?
for ESPN in 2017.
Holy shit.
Interviewed everyone that was still alive.
This is total coincidence.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, great answer. Number 5 here out of 8, fill in the blanks. Canelo Alvarez was asked this week by the Ring Magazine social account to speak up the first boxer's name he hears that his September 13th opponent, Terrence Crawford, is better than. So they're going to read him a bunch of names of all-time fighters, and as soon as he hears somebody that Crawford's better than, he speaks up. Let's check.
Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev.
Look at his face.
Bernard Hopkins.
Well, dude, these names are.
Floyd Mayweather.
No.
Damn, you don't think none of them?
They were like, "Damn, really? Did you not understand the question?" No, that's his opinion. Those are all great, all-time greats. Those
Okay,
guys.
yeah.
All-time greats.
Where are you on the Trinidad one?
I think Bud has the potential to pass him. Yes.
Okay.
But Trinidad was.
To me, that was the
great.
closest one.
Yeah. This fill in the blank is actually a trivia question. So here we go.
All right.
Blank, comma, a former 2-time champion and 2004 Olympic silver medalist, was the only common pro opponent who has fought both Canelo and Bud Crawford. The former 2-time champion and 2004 Olympic silver medalist was the only man as a professional to fight both Canelo and Crawford. And I have a hint if you need it.
Amir Khan?
Yes,
Yeah.
Nicely done.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That was effortless for me.
Yeah, it took me a second. I was like, who the fuck has fought both of them? And then I remember the problem is, you know what it is? That Bud Crawford Amir Khan fight was so terrible because Amir was like, you know what? Fuck this, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, he just quit. Like, I'm just fucking done.
Dude, I was ringside for, they called it Canelo when Khan and Canelo fought.
Canelo, yeah.
And although Khan fought great for 4.5 rounds, dude, when he got hit with that one punch in round 6,
he got murdered.
I remember, like, I felt gross inside. That was like, like a shotgun went off and you were like, oh my God, he's dead. You know what I mean?
That was a bad one.
they
That
killed
one and the James Kirkland KOs are two of the most vicious ones Canelo has.
Vicious, indeed. Let's go to number 6.
Back when he was trying.
UFC and Cuervo, speaking of Cuervo, have teamed up for a very interesting fan giveaway where the winner, this is a true story, will get the chance to train in the gym and then hit the clubs with none other than UFC strawweight Tracy Cortez. Let's watch this commercial
This
right
is
here.
real?
This is real. You sign up for our friends at Cuervo
Dude, what
and the
horned up
UFC.
loser is going to try this?
You take your shot. This is wild, right? You get to hang out, you get to train, you get to roll, and then you get
What
to.
are they paying her for that?
Here's my question: if Luke Thomas won this contest in 2025, blank is the current UFC fighter he would pick to train and go clubbing with.
Prior to his Milk Boys appearance, I would have said Ilya
Netanyahu?
Taporia.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, my man just nuked his whole fucking likability. All right, so it would have been Ilya, but dude, he goes a little hard, right?
In which part of the paint? You talking about the club or the training?
Probably both, but definitely in the training.
Yes.
Like you ever seen guys like, oh, let me give a body shot. He doesn't really hold all that back all that much. Throw up the question one more time. Let me just read it as such. If Luke, is the current fighter? Okay, I would pick to club and train with.
So you win the contest, you get to have an actual training session.
Yeah.
And then you're going out at night.
Jesus, that's tough.
I think I'm picking Tracy Cortez. I think I'm sticking with the theme right there, right? You know?
Okay, that's hilarious. I'm gonna go Yuri Prochazka.
Why?
Because I have the feeling that he's friendly and down to party. Remember, he had to clarify once because he was like, "I'm going to go have a meeting with a bunch of guys."
2 men are waiting in my hotel room.
2 men are waiting in my hotel room. Exactly.
Just to be clear, we will not be banging.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I'm down. And then I think on the training side, he'd make it fun and interesting.
Yeah, you would do some weird like Seagal type shit
Yeah,
outdoors.
for sure,
punching trees.
And then we'd sit in a dark room and then have smooth dumps. But it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
I think my number 2 would be Fiona Eileen Perez. That'd be wild, right?
Dude, it's like they're like, okay, BC, your choices are Ilya Taporia, Nate Diaz, and Corey Sandhagen. He's like, Tracy Cortez.
Long Island Luke, serious question. Who are you picking?
I said this pre-show. I'm going Tai Tuivasa because I think he'd be the most fun
Dude,
to party with.
He's so fat right
Yeah,
now.
And but to your point, Luke, Ilya would train too hard. Maybe you get a nice easy session in with Tai, and then you just go get wasted. It'd be a fun time.
That's actually not a bad argument.
The second-hand runoff, you'd get hanging with Topuria, though?
You know, I have a feeling that the Taffa brothers are probably real fun.
I'm not taking that tour.
No?
Not in any form, no.
They'd knock you the fuck out if you got sideways with them.
I bet you Jack Della is a good hang.
Jack seems like he's pretty fun, you know? Definitely somebody who can booze.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, a lot of these fighters are real good that, wouldn't be that fun in the club. You know, I don't know if Rachmanov would be like super fun.
No.
In the club, but he'd be fun to train with.
Yeah, you can't
Shouts to Sean Brady. I bet he's fun too. I like Sean.
Sean Brady's a great dude. That dude works hard in the gym, man.
Yeah. Do you see he called out Shavkat Rachmanov?
No, but I'm into that.
He called out on his podcast. He wants Rachmanov, I think, at the end of the year.
I thought he was getting Gary. Or we were speculating you might, right?
Apparently, I mean, who knows what word. He's the same manager as Gary, so I'm guessing he's getting word that ain't
Which
happening.
manager?
I forget. I don't know.
Not Danny Rube, right?
No, I don't think so.
It's Lloyd something, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, right. That's right.
Lloyd Pearson?
Mm-hmm.
All right, interesting. Let's go to number 7, Luke. Major League Baseball got creative this past weekend when it held an actual game within the infield of Bristol
a fucking disaster.
Motor Speedway.
Look at this.
Unfortunately, the event was marred by both rain and poor infrastructure as angry fans compared it to Firefest when the venue ran out of food before the game even started.
And booze.
Ran out of beer before the game even started. Ran out of merch before the game even started. Also, if you bought nachos, they didn't have any cheese. If you bought hot dogs, they didn't have any buns.
It's like I took a dump in his hand.
Now, to be fair, Bristol Motor Speedway allows NASCAR fans to bring their own food, even though they do sell a little bit. For this one, you are not allowed to bring anything, and the game was canceled Saturday after one inning. I think did they pick it up again yesterday?
I don't know.
But can you show that picture again of some of those seats that were just ridiculously
Dude, what the
bad?
fuck are you supposed to do with this seat?
That's rough. That is pretty damn unique idea, but it is rough. So, Luke, outside of the White House lawn, which has already been announced or at least speculated, blank is the most unique venue that you would want to see the UFC run a fight card at.
Now, it has to be a traditional venue or like any kind of space?
Non-traditional. That's the point. Think of the NHL doing the outdoor ones in the baseball stadiums. Think of Major League Baseball going to the Field of Dreams in Iowa or doing this at the race car track.
Man, that's a really great question.
Because you got to think of infrastructure. You got to think of everything that goes with that.
Could you go first? I know this is not like a either or, but do you have like one that would stand out?
I mean,
to
just
you?
first and foremost, something like Yankee Stadium, for example,
right
in the center of the field with a top above it to potentially outdoor, something like that in a traditional famous stadium. I'd be very into. I don't want Alcatraz. I don't want Times Square. But there's got to be other things that could work.
Man, that is such a great question. I'm trying to think of like what would be, because I've got my own things that'd be personally appealing to me, but that's different than like what I think would be the best for the situation.
Roman Coliseum, you're not going to go there?
I mean, I think you could, but like to me, like that's a little weird of a. I mean, it's like people like were murdered brutally in there. Like it's a little weird. It's like when people have like we're going to go have an event at a plantation. It's like sure you want to do that?
They asked Pat Miletich. He said the steps at the Jan 6th.
Yeah, the steps outside the Capitol building.
Pelosi's desk. Yeah.
I would say, you know what? Something that I feel like really hasn't been done that I do think would be beautiful. I'm not sure what the facility would be, but some kind of outdoor event in Hawaii feels to me
that'd be badass.
Would be really kind of cool, and
like a real fight on, like actually like an octagon on next to the
something
beach, right?
like that. They did that with Bodog, not in Hawaii, but they did something similar.
And it
to
was,
that.
and I remember Chael Sonnen saying like
Costa Rica.
There was rain coming in sideways at times.
Yeah.
The mat was slippery. All that stuff.
If you've never seen Cain Velasquez's fights on Bodog Fight, go look them up and then understand something. It was a set that was built. You can't tell from watching it, but it's a set that was built on top of a hockey rink in Russia. So it's just the weirdest shit ever. I don't have a great answer for you because I'd have to take some time to think about it.
I think once they figure out how to do stadiums, and I'm talking more like domes, but once they figure out how to do that, and that's what I'm hoping Canelo Crawford leads to that, because I would love if UFC went to Wembley Stadium outdoors in London. I think Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium, outlets like, venues like that to me are no-brainers, even though Dana doesn't like doing that.
Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl is a great idea as well. What about like Central Park? I mean, there's a lot of infrastructure you have to build.
Central Park's a great idea. Yeah, you could do it. Again, you'd be somewhat limited, but you could do it. That's an interesting one.
Well, now, Luke, you got anything? I know you're going to say that movie theater in Huntington where Chris Algieri used to fight.
Oh, the Paramount?
Yeah.
No, I was with you on Yankee Stadium and stuff, but I feel like that's more just a personal thing. What about like Grand Canyon or like Niagara Falls? Like some nice scenic
El
shit going on
Capitan,
in
the Half Dome.
background.
Yeah.
I mean, fist fighting works in carnivals. It doesn't, that's why it's weird to put it on the White House lawn. But
yeah,
a big fight. I would just say this. To me, the answer would be who's fighting, and can we bring it back to where they're from in some kind of scenic way?
So you don't want like Guantanamo Bay and the losers get deported?
Yeah, I don't send a CCOT. No. But like, for example, if you are going to have a Spanish fighter, is there a place in Spain that would make sense? If you're going to have a Hawaiian fighter, is there a place in Hawaii that makes sense besides Blaisdell, which is indoors? Something like that.
Okay, interesting stuff. One more for you on Fill in the Blank. Don't know if this segment will ever return, but Luke, sadly, I do not believe the prospect of former champion and female MMA GOAT Amanda Nunes coming out of retirement to fight for her former belt against current title holder Kayla Harrison has MMA fans as excited as I think they should be, given the star power and the potential that maybe this matchup injects some life into the women's MMA game in general. Not counting John Jones, the retired UFC champion you most wish could come out of retirement right now to fight the current belt holder in their former division is blank. We're not talking about, like, you can't say, somebody from 20 years. It's got to be somebody who's still physically able. Which retired champion would you most like to see come back and face the current champion in their division?
It's a good question. Habib against Ilya.
Damn, that's a great fight.
Yeah, Habib.
How old is Habib right now? Like mid to late 30s?
I think 36, 37 maybe.
You think he could get into shape and make 155 again for this?
I mean, I don't know if he could.
He's 36.
36. Yeah, that's about the closest I think could still be.
Okay, so no GSP. That window came.
No, I think
away.
he's too out of it now.
Andy Silva's too old. That's probably the answer most people would come to, right?
What about you there, Long Island?
DJ Pantoja.
That's a great one, dude.
But the problem is, okay, that's definitely a great choice. But and it's true of Khabib too. So it's really just a preference thing. But I do believe that, like, if it was like 2-3 years ago, you would really get a very competitive fight. And
Sure.
now I think the worm has turned just enough in Pantoja's favor and then against DJ where it's not as competitive as it could have been. But to your point, great call. Yes.
Okay. DC at heavyweight. No? Too far gone?
I don't think he'd beat Tom at this stage because, boy, he is fat. I love DC. I love him. I'm killing him, but I like him. No, it's too far gone.
Okay.
It's too far
Habib
gone.
is the best.
Is the closest
answer.
one.
Yeah. And that would be wild if he fought Ilya and then Islam got Ilya next after that,
Yeah.
after Ilya won.
Yeah.
That'd be wild right there. All right, that's all I got for Fill in the Blank.
Sweet.
There it is. There it is. Hope you enjoyed that one. 2 more segments for you. First of all, every Sunday night, though, at Morning Combat on Instagram and on X, we put out the call to you to get your questions asked and answered by us. Your name is probably Flannels and Jits or Daz. Either way, we're going to mahalo your ass with DMs from the Diggities. All right. Number 1 comes to us from Javon Lewis 20. Buy or sell. 3 or more of Saturday's winners will fight, but not necessarily win, a UFC belt in the future. Is he talking about this past Saturday's fight night card?
Mm-hmm.
If any, who wins it? Don't forget the women's bantamweight bout. So, Luke, are you buying or selling that 3 people from that Apex Warehouse card will eventually fight for a title?
I think it implies we're including PFL as well. Saturday's winners could include Thad Jean coming to the UFC.
I doubt it. I think he's just saying UFC. I would sell that. I would not buy that.
Okay, we're talking Tatsuro Taira. Probably will fight for a title.
Right, and then Kevin
Vallejos.
That's it.
So I think the wild card that he did mention was women's bantamweight. Could
maybe Rin Nakamura.
Could Carol Hossa or
maybe it's possible. It's possible.
I'm gonna sell too. Yeah,
I'll probably sell them.
I'm gonna sell that one. But nice try there, Javon Lewis. Let's go over to it's
Javon.
Javon Lewis.
Javon.
Javon Lewis. I'm sorry. It's Not Cage Fighting says, what's more important to you in determining a fight card's order, the stakes of the fight or its entertainment value? I.e., should a low-ranked fight expected to be a classic get higher billing than a title eliminator in a weak division? I think you can also extend this to when they put a women's title bout in the co-main event of a pay-per-view. If it's a weak matchup and we're all like, we're not really excited about that, would it be okay if that opened the pay-per-view, for example? Let's say it was Shevchenko against Caitlin Chookagian, right? Like, is it okay if that opens the pay-per-view card, or is the featured prelim? Like, how would you want to reorder?
There's not really a wrong answer to the question. It's just one of the things you have to think about is if you're going to buck tradition and buck norms. So the norms would be, hey, I know it may not be the most exciting, but it is a title fight. It is of one of our divisions. We're going to put it in the appropriate slot that we typically assign for these things. If you're going to break that tradition, you can do it. I don't think it's much of an issue, but you have to ask yourself, like, why you're doing it and under what reasons you're doing it, and are you applying that equally across all the divisions where it could be done? And then how are you changing your product as a consequence? You just really have to ask yourself is, the reason why the norms are upheld in the way that they are is out of respect for the divisions themselves, right? That's why. It's like, are we saying that this fight is the best? No. We're saying a fight from this division of this magnitude deserves a special kind of placement.
Like
and
Max versus Justin Gaethje at 300 should have been the main event. Or could have been.
Could have been the main event. But I understand why they are assigning it under these formal roles. So my answer to that would be you can break them if you really feel like you've got a great case for it. But otherwise, I think respecting tradition is actually valuable here.
Yeah, I mean, it would be rare that there would be a non-title fight on cards with title fights that would get top billing. That's very rare.
That's very rare.
Unless it's BMF, which they've done
That's
before. Right. All right, I get that. I mean, we've said that about even at the tail end of Bellator. Sometimes, like, the best fight card would be the co-main. We're like, man, that should have been the main event, right? But they're like, oh, but the higher, more profile division gets the top one.
Yes, it's just a question of also how they build their events, too.
Sure. Our third question comes from Christina Pintu _BJJ. Do you know this person?
I believe this person is a medical doctor.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Would you rather take an uppercut straight to the chin from Francis Ngannou or be forced to live in Newark Penn Station for a week? So when she says
I'll take my chances at
you're
Newark.
not getting a cot in the back room. If you're living in Newark Penn Station, you're You're sleeping on the floor, right?
Yeah, I would do that before getting my face rearranged by Big Francis.
I don't know, dude. I spent 5
Did
minutes
you
one
see?
time.
So when I went to there's in the Marine Corps, if you're a reservist, you go to boot camp one summer, and then you go to, if you break it up for school, and then the next summer you go to MOS school, which is your job specialty, and then after that you have to go to what's called MCT, Marine Combat Training. So I go to MCT and I get injured. Okay, and then I have to go into this platoon where it's all what we call broke dicks, and it's all people who are, but it's everyone who's got an ailment for any number of reasons. One guy, literally, this is a true story, BC, and I felt so bad for this guy. He had one ball that surrounded that cut off the flow of the other one.
Oh, I know a guy when I was a kid whose ball switched sides, and he had to have surgery.
He had to have surgery. He could barely move. He was in pain. Another guy broke his jaw and had it wired shut and had to drink shakes for 6 weeks while he was in there, or maybe even longer. Dude, it looked like hell on earth for that guy. I would rather take my chances among the rats and homeless.
Dude, she's saying a week at Newark Penn. This is not one night, Luke.
Yeah.
You are a homeless person living there.
Yeah.
Do I get to leave during the day and stuff?
Of course you do.
Yeah, so that's not that bad.
No. I believe this is 24/7 there, right? It's not like you.
I think it's just you.
Really, I can't go to McDonald's and go get food.
She's saying live. Okay, yeah, you can leave to go to the store, but she's saying live.
Yeah, I can do that
for a week.
Yeah.
I was in that place for 5 minutes once and got harassed by like 3 different people. Okay, but here's the deal: if I'm guaranteed that the punch only moves my chin and knocks me out, and that's it, that's not that bad. But Ngannou has the power to like rearrange your jaw.
Dude, it's slap fighting with punches with Francis Ngannou.
What are the
Fuck
chances
that.
he wouldn't break your face by punching you? That he can just straight clean knock you out? He'd break
But it's
your
an
face,
uppercut, so it's coming straight up.
God, that's gonna.
Yeah, dude, I'll fight it out in Penn Station.
A week, dude. A week.
Do you think Overeem would rather live in Penn Station for a week?
Isn't that the nastiest single strike in UFC history?
The back of his head touched his back.
Damn.
Right? When it snapped.
That's my favorite knockout ever. It's the nastiest one ever. It's just so insane, that uppercut.
That one was special.
Unbelievable. Number 4 is from probably Brian, one of those Brian with a Y type guys. In light of Luke's recent travels and bowel movements.
I got some hate mail about that too.
What? Oh yeah, people think you're doing this know-it-all thing from.
It's not know-it-all thing. I'm fucking right. I'm so sorry to tell people this. I'm fucking right.
Says the guy who doesn't live in Europe, but he's speaking for all of Europe.
I'm not speaking for all of it, dude. Do people have listening comprehension issues?
I definitely do.
The argument was twofold. One, that there are places throughout Europe where you have to throw it in a trash can versus not. And then the second one is the lack of urinal cakes, which, by the way, is just the way it's done in the UK. There's very few places that have
I've
urinal
seen a
cakes.
lot of people come back in the comments and be like, I live in the UK, I have urinal cakes everywhere.
These people are not telling the fucking truth, BC. BC.
You're talking to Scousers right now? You're talking to...
BC, it is so fucking disingenuous of them to say this. It is so fucking disingenuous. Can you find places that use urinal cakes? Yes. Relative to the degree that we have here, it's not even in the same fucking ballpark. It's not even in the same fucking ballpark. You're fucking wrong. Travel here, then go back home and tell me it's the same. Motherfucker, it's not.
Imagine being passionate about an argument about urinal
Well, I'm tired
cakes.
of going into these fucking bathrooms in Europe, and every bathroom in Europe smells like Newark Penn.
Yeah, but your point of
train
reference
station.
is Turkey, and that's like basically Asia, you know?
Okay, it's really not, and it's not Turkey. It's also Greece, and it was also Portugal, and there's a million other places about it too. Is it in every place in Switzerland? No, of course not.
Go to Lithuania and find out, all right?
I don't know if it's in Lithuania or not, or
I'll
Estonia,
talk to
or
my
any of
people.
the Baltic states.
The real question from probably Brian,
Fucking
hidden
insane.
behind that reference, is what is the place you've wanted to travel to but haven't yet? I can give you a million. You could too. What's the number one place you haven't been to that you would go if I said free trip tomorrow?
There's 2 answers, and they're tied.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Number 1, Seoul, South Korea. Dying to go see Seoul, South Korea. Number 2, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Those are the 2. Those are the 2.
Number 1 would be Tokyo, and I was supposed to be
That's
there
a good one.
for Ryan Garcia versus that
I
kickboxer.
know,
they stole that from me.
I know.
I also didn't get paid for hosting the press conference. Thank you. Thank you, Fanmio. But I would also put in there, I've forever, because I took French in school for 5 years. I'm kind of half French. I mean, you know,
Yeah, kind of.
kind
yeah.
of. I want to do like the French Alps. I want to do like all of
that'd be
backcountry
amazing.
France. Like I want to rent a car and drive all over France.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you, Long Island?
I'd say just like the whole European excursion, going through all those countries. I've been to England, but I've never really explored the rest of Europe, Western Europe.
I want to go to weird European places like Andorra up in the mountains.
You never been to mainland Europe?
Nah, I had 2 business trips in London. Otherwise, I've never been over there.
London is nice.
Would you go to Kazakhstan?
I would, under the right circumstances. Far. I mean, one of the big issues now is just like timing because of how far everything is.
What country was the most dangerous that you ever visited? Or even if it wasn't dangerous for you while you were there, has the reputation for being the most dangerous?
Egypt was a little sketch.
Okay.
Egypt was sketch.
But you went to Lebanon, right?
Lebanon was quite safe at the time that I went.
Syria?
I've not been to Syria. I've been to Jordan, Egypt, Israel, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia as a kid.
Oh, wow.
I lived in Qatar.
Yep.
Japan. I mean, I've been on all
Qatar,
over.
I just met her, right? Yeah.
I was a kid at that time too. So I've been to a bunch of places.
Let's go to our 5th and final DM before we pick kernels out of my shit here. This is from Sticks Plays Time. Walk me through a perfect date night with your significant other, going out or staying in.
I gotta regale you with my dating life. Who the fuck cares?
I think they want details, dude. Like, are you banging, or I don't want to know that. But like, did he ask that, or did I just assume he meant that? All right, he's okay. So the question's longer. I'll read you the full question. Walk me through a perfect date night with your significant other. Going out or staying in? Movie or live show? Viagra and banging or Delta 8s and romance?
Okay, so go through the checklist one more time.
Going out or staying in?
Going out.
Yeah, perfect date night is going out to a nice restaurant, right?
For sure, yeah.
Doesn't have to be crazy expensive, but like
doesn't have to be dinner if it's a show. It doesn't have to be both, but it can be one or the other.
Okay. Then it says movie or live show.
Live show.
Yes. My wife and I don't like the same kind of music. She's not a huge live music fan unless
what
it's
about
like
a play or like a.
She would do that. Yeah. When we did a Broadway play, we did a couple smaller plays. Yeah, I think that's
like
decent.
a Vegas show, like a Cirque du Soleil Vegas show is kind of cool.
That is cool. That is cool. Then it says Viagra and banging or Delta 8s in romance. This guy's really.
I'm gonna say split the difference: Delta 8 and banging.
I'm going to say I'm married, so you don't really bang. You're not kidding. I'm kidding. A great date night these days with my lovely wife is dinner, sometimes a movie. You know what I mean? We do much more. All of our 90% of our anniversaries have been spent with the kids.
Yeah,
because we love being a foursome.
Yeah, definitely going to be going out. The thing is I've said this before. Like I've done the thing where you spend a bunch of money going to a really nice restaurant, and sometimes those are nice, but like most of the time you get the bill and you're like, don't get me wrong, I had great food and the service was great. I mean, there was nothing wrong, but this just doesn't seem like the juice is worth the squeeze in terms of how much money they cost.
Yeah, I'm with you. We had a great anniversary a couple of years ago where we went to New York. We went to like one of those like mom and pop Italian places, down in the Wall Street area, and spent like $300 on dinner, but it was so authentic and amazing. Then did the Broadway show and stayed at the Hard Rock in Times Square, like did like the most touristy thing ever. Really fun, but really expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah.
But for me, it's going to be going to a live show, and certainly having something good to eat. But
we are more of the idea of like, be modest and don't spend on anything except for vacations, because that's like
that's exactly the way to live.
That's the redeemable memories that you take with you.
Dude, I still have memories of traveling with my dad all over the Middle East, and those are like core memories that have been built in. I want to be able to provide something like that with my kid, and I can't do that and keep up with the Joneses, so I might as well just do that.
In Long Island, Luke, your perfect date night is what? A bong and a PFL card, or
bongs are packed, live show,
he's like,
drinks are flowing.
He's like, no girlfriend in sight, just a sausage fest.
To be fair, I'm assuming your lovely girlfriend is a concert lover, and you guys have like the same taste, right?
Yeah, she'll take any live music. She doesn't care about the genre, so anytime there's a band playing, she wants to go see it. Yes.
What about my bands? Would she come see those?
I don't think she'd see Cannibal. No, to be honest, she probably would. I'm not even going to lie. She probably would go see them.
Interesting stuff right there. Thank you for your DM questions. A reminder, you can reach the program using our email address, morningcombat@gmail.com. This Friday, we're going to be hitting you with some fan subs, with some dead wrongs. Last week's fan subs, like Luke with the weird cake lady on the 9/11 flight. That's wild. That's wild.
That really was quite disturbing.
I loved it. That was one of my favorite fan subs ever. You can reach us, but please don't send Mikey any pictures of your dong. All right?
Do that.
Indeed. All right, we got one final segment for you where your boy BC, who last week I talked a big game. Remember, I was like, yo, this is going to be like an A+, and it turned out to be like a C.
Yeah.
Right? This week, we'll find out how Luke grades it. I scoured the globe for the highs and lows, the good, the bad, the ugly, and in between in the worlds of combat sports and beyond. This is what's called BC's Feces. Hooah! Somebody's taking a shot on that one. Luke, for all the people that say there's no D in the WNBA, right? Because they're all female.
Yeah.
That was like a joke on defense, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Check out this game in Atlanta that happened about a week and a half ago where play was interrupted for what? A green flying dildo, Luke. Your thoughts?
So this became a whole thing, right?
It is going to become a whole thing in a second. So that was in Atlanta. 2 nights later in Chicago, more dildo. Check this out.
Yeah, this definitely doesn't strike me as insanely misogynistic.
Come on, you got to laugh at this. This is insane.
It's a funny bit, but it's also insanely misogynistic.
Well, the WNBA has responded by changing their logo, which is wild. This is an actual tweet from Indiana Fever star Sophie Cunningham, who said, "Stop throwing dildos on the court."
That's not real.
You're going, that's real. That's a verified account.
That's not
is real.
real.
She's funny, though. She's tongue-in-cheek funny, and she's obviously playing into the bit.
Okay.
While also warning people. But there are some betting sites that are now taking wagers on the color of the next dildo throw, along with how will it be handled. Dude, seriously, you can bet on this.
So I know for a fact that Angel Reese got real mad at some dudes. They were doing a bit where they would bet against her.
Oh my God, those dudes! I follow that account.
Yes. Well, she sent a cease and desist letter to make them stop.
They did like 8 straight nights where they were betting that she would miss the
her
first shot. They had
yeah.
like bricks in their hand, and they're like,
and then they would win every single time. It was
and they
insane.
would go sick when they would win. Yes.
So I don't know. I don't quite understand what you can and can't bet against, but it seems like in general you can bet against anything.
But they even have like a Caucasian dildo you can bet on. The first 2 have been like aqua green, like high, look at that. Which one are you going? If you had to bet, you going purple next, or what do you think? I mean, that blue is at plus 1,400. That's a Let's bring in our betting expert, Long Island Luke. You going blue here?
I think you got to take the value on blue. Plus 1,400. Look at the odds of that compared to all the other colors. And you'd argue, no green, all those colors have an equal chance.
You need to seek help immediately.
Dude, this is wild, though. This is a coordinated effort.
You know, when I read out those like things to go to if you're like a gambling addict, that's for you.
Okay, there you go. Luke, you know about regional MMA where?
Anything can happen.
Anything. Check this out. Okay, this is AKA
Oh my
48.
fucking God.
Byron Walker on the left, Glenn Norman on the left, pointed down, did the Max Holloway bit, and then Byron Walker sent him to hell.
They're calling him Minimum Holloway.
Oh my God. Can you show that one? Can you let that play one more time? So he points down, very Holloway-esque.
Yes,
there it is.
Points
Yep,
at the
let's
mat
go.
and then proceeds to get KO'd on the next time his opponent engages him, just like that.
Oh, and look at these
Steps
extra
off
ones.
the
Oh
line.
my God.
So what's amazing about this one is not only does he point down and then gets KO'd, but the KO itself is actually quite spectacular.
Yes.
That is a regional MMA own goal that is quite rare in how bad it is.
Amazing. Let's keep it going with the regional MMA theme. Watch this finish from the ground, Luke.
Oh, shit.
That ended the fight, dude.
Capoeira kick, but just a hand plant kick. Look, he's just going to plant off the elbow, then the hand. Bop.
Chef Cass, big capoeira instructor.
Listen, that's protect yourself at all times.
Yes.
And then
yes.
wear red lights on your balls.
Do you think there's any chance that when Chef Cass was cooking for Taporia that he slipped a little GHB in there just to see what happens?
I mean, I would certainly test the food.
Okay. Maybe he wants to win that Cuervo night out. All right, there you go.
Yeah, you got to party with Chef Cass and then go train with him.
Luke, we're going to take this to regional Muay Thai here. This is the, oh my God, a double KO. Shades of Fedor Mitrione at MSG, Luke. Only that didn't end the fight.
Oh, one was a punch and one was an elbow, too. That was beautiful, actually.
Damn, that's good stuff.
Like
All right.
Romeo and Juliet.
Did you see that ESPN's been doing their ESPN Ocho bit lately, playing all the weird sports? Your boy Johnny Loquasto, my guy.
I saw Johnny.
He was the host of like some like
bounce ball.
Yeah.
Something?
Then there was like slippery stairs. There was also pillow fight championships featuring guess who? Czech Congo versus Hector Lombard. Luke, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, what are they getting paid for this bullshit?
Beats slap fighting, doesn't it?
Does it?
They weren't even the main event, which is crazy to me.
I really don't care.
Here's my question. What is the appeal and who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Luke, I turned this on Friday night and I watched it live. I'm not even.
Yeah, but he was high. Fair, to be fair.
And drunk. But
yeah.
All right. Well, that's different. I mean,
What do you make about Long Island Luke? Loves? What do you drink? Bud Light? Like Love's just an American lager.
Yeah, because Bud Lights are great because you could drink 12 of them and still be okay.
My view on Bud Light and Miller Lite is like if you're going to eat like Chinese food or
Yeah.
some like cheap takeout, Bud Light and Miller Lite are like perfect for it.
Do you know what pairs
But if you have at
perfectly?
all an appetite for anything halfway decent, you're a fucking toddler drinking that shit.
Kid Rock taught me that a machine gun pairs perfectly with Bud Light.
I'm a Boone's Farm
dude
kind of guy.
Some of my craziest nights as a 17-year-old was
Boone's
on some
Farm.
Boone's Farm. So if you don't know what that was,
Strawberry wine.
like sugary, syrupy flavored wine, a bottle this big that'd be like the size of 2 beer cans, and it'd be like $3.
Yeah, and you get fucking
Like you get,
torched.
dude, the apple one. There was a berry one. Like those, you would get fucked up.
Yeah, I had strawberry wine for the first time in college. I never had it until I got to college.
Amazing. All right, Luke, it's time for your fails of the week. Here's some Namaste on the rock. I don't know what pose this is in yoga. Oh, I know that.
Ciao. Oh, shit.
Do we add that to our Have You Seen This Shit? Death
We're
list?
just showing deaths
Faces
every day.
of Death. All right.
I like how your next one's like, yeah, watch this antelope get ripped to pieces by Nile crocodiles.
These women were having the time of their life, Luke, and they've never felt like this before, doing the dirty dancing bit inside the bar.
Is this somewhere in Nashville or some
Yep.
bullshit? Oh, here we go.
Oh, my God.
bro,
Wow.
let me
That
explain.
is,
Let me explain. Go show that one again. Let me explain something to you. Look at the size of these women.
Look at Big Z's. Oh my gosh! Wow.
You got a big girl trying to do that.
Okay, that is.
This is what I have to deal with on Amtrak when the elderly people have to pick up their bags.
God,
Brother,
yes.
it's you just don't know if they're going to make it
No,
to the end of
they're
that
not gonna make
transaction.
it.
I have to sprint from my fucking seat.
And I'm trying to sprint to get that window seat before it fills up, and they're blocking the aisle.
Oh
you
my
know what I mean?
God, dude. I cannot tell you how many old people I have saved from death. There are someone out there watching, your grandmother, your grandfather, I have saved their life like a fucking EMT.
And then ruined it by just
shitting in my dungarees.
All right. We got a couple more fails for you. Let's go to this skateboarding trick. The trick is he died, Luke. That's the trick. Wow.
Fun fact, that's at Woodward in Pennsylvania. I went there 3 summers growing up.
Wow.
A skateboarding camp.
Dude, you're dubbed T for a dad who's Australian. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Luke, let's go to.
That's a cool camp.
Is it a cool camp?
Let's go to the softball doubleheader. Keep your eye on the pitcher.
All right.
Oof,
Hey, that had
off
to
the
hurt.
shin.
That hurts. That doesn't feel great.
Oh!
Double duty.
Damn. All right. Okay.
That's what you get for playing softball, bitch.
Luke, they got this guy on Instagram. I follow him. He ranks everything. Let's watch this.
Ranking NFL players by how likely I would be to let them pet sit for me. Last place, Michael Vick.
Shout out to Ron Mexico there, by the way. Let's go to these Philadelphia Eagles fans, staying on the same topic.
Go Birds.
Check out the jersey on that. Okay,
The dog is wearing a Vic jersey.
That is just sacrilege right there. That is not acceptable stuff.
That's a
right
Philly
there.
fan thing for
Oh
sure.
my God. Your soundbite of the week goes to this Auburn coach.
You need length and girth in this league.
Luckily, I got both. Luckily. Oh my God.
I mean, what league are we talking about
I
here,
know,
buddy?
seriously. Your dunk of the week goes to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, these big girls.
Oh my
listen. I'm all for body positivity.
Yes,
but you got to be a respecter of physics and gravity at the same time. You know.
Yeah.
So when Big Bertha wants to like a Dirty Dancing ride, you got to tell her no. And when this one wants to go slam dunking, you got to be like, listen, please don't run over the walls like the Kool-Aid Man in my house.
Yeah,
You know what
the
I mean?
walls of Jericho came down right there. Luke, who's your favorite UFC bettor besides Long Island Luke? Yanni the Greek?
Yeah, I'll go Yanni.
Yeah, I mean, he's got very clean teeth. Very clean teeth.
Those fuckers will blind you if he smiles too bright.
I think Raiders of the Lost Ark all over again. I think he's teasing a new OnlyFans account. Watch this.
Hey, babe. Baltimore won this morning.
No way.
I swear.
5 straight winners for premium subscribers in baseball. I'm going to give them a free one tonight. 2 subscriber plays. I'll give you the free one for you. Go over 9 Cincinnati Dodgers. Over 9 Cincinnati Dodgers. Should be 9.5. last night's score gives us some recency bias. Easy 4% winner. And for you football fans, Hall of Fame game was released today to subscribers as well. Head on over to wagertalk.com when you follow our page. Don't cash them, don't trash them. Let's go for another one in a row.
And the video cut off before he showed his wiener. It was interesting betting content right there. That was.
Do you take your phone into the shower?
No. No, I don't.
Long Island Luke, do you take your phone into the shower?
No, but sometimes when I come back from a run, I'll have music still playing on my phone, and I'll play that out loud while I'm in the shower.
Ask Nadir if he takes his phone. And do you take your phone into the shower? Yeah, you look like the type.
I mean, that's interesting content right there.
What is?
Yanni.
I don't need to see you in the shower, fella.
All right. His Instagram's been on fire lately. They're taking some chances. All right. That's
you got a big bet?
No, he's just showing off the lifestyle.
Oh, all the money he's got?
Yeah, he's on fire lately. Got a shout out to Yanni the Greek. Luke, we have one entry for rate that tat this week. 1 to 10 is the ranking, and this might set a record for the most amount of people that sent it to me to get you to rate this. This is NBA star LaMelo Ball, who got the hot Cheetos tat on his damn foot. This is not a bit. 1 to 10.
Negative 8 billion.
What the?
This is a 0.0 Blutarski. This is
wow.
This
dude.
is.
Do you know the pain that must have been? That must have been.
No.
insane.
This guy routinely goes under for his tattoos.
Oh, he gets put out?
Yeah, he uses anesthesia, which again, I think local anesthetic is not that big a deal, but like literally going to sleep.
Oh, like colonoscopy style.
Yeah, and he'll have like 4 tattoo guys work on him at once. To me, that's like risky and kind of stupid.
I remember my first colonoscopy. Tough
Dude,
transition.
they give you this liquid you have to drink the day before. It will give you diarrhea in ways that's hard to overstate.
Well, I didn't do the drink bit because my wife had been through it a bunch. She has this other way you do it where you make this drink that doesn't taste as bad and you just anyway.
No, I shit several gallons of butt water that day.
Either way, I got a great birthday gift idea for Tukes.
I mean, she's 6 now, but yeah.
And it's 4 and over, right? My first colonoscopy Lego set. That's not bad right there.
Yeah.
All right, this week in advertising, Luke, finally a relatable business mascot. No jingles or mascots.
Luke, what are your hobbies outside of work? That.
All right. You got to love all you can eat places, Luke. They'll put anything on the menu.
All you can eat ass. $18.99. Brother, I'm there.
Yes, please.
You asked me what I wanted to eat. It's Selena's Diner in the back. Selena, do you have to eat Selena's ass?
I don't know. But let's go to the next one. Wherever this gas station is, I want in on, Luke.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great one. That's the one I want to be at.
And finally, they're always inventing new ways to eat a glizzy. Check out this one.
Dude, I love me a little cock. If you get a big tube of meaty cock, there's a good chance it's gonna end up in my mouth. You spread your cock on some buns, you put a little ketchup, mustard, and relish on there. You got yourself a meat-loving good time, a cock fest, if you will. Let me know what you guys think we should cock next.
They should be sent to El Salvador for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, deport those type of people, please.
Yes.
Luke, it's Tito Ortiz throwback time. Check out this shirt that he actually once wore into the octagon.
I just fucked your... That's not real.
Are you sure?
That can't be real.
All right. Here is actually very real. This was the early 2000s. Tito Ortiz asked his 5 favorite bands. Before we play, can you guess any that he's going to name?
No, what's the question again?
Tito Ortiz, in around like 2001 or 2, was asked his 5 favorite bands.
I know one's going to be Eminem. Because he walked out with Eminem a bunch of times. And he'll probably like Metallica or Guns N' Roses or something like that.
5 bands of all time. Korn, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Limp Bizkit.
There you go. Brought to you by Mickey's Malt Liquor.
I mean, I don't know how many of those I would call bands.
Yes.
But those were music artists.
The early 2000s.
You got to grade him on a curve. You understand that,
I
right?
have been for years. All right, Luke, it's time for MMA fighters in the wild. How about Khamzat Chimaev working out with TJ Dillashaw ahead of 319? Your thoughts?
Yeah, they're at the training lab, which where Aaron Pico is there.
Yeah.
Listen, they're apparently trying to keep him from overtraining. So
and not getting sick, which has been.
So we'll see how that goes.
Do you see Dean Thomas saying that he thinks it could be the worst thing if
he called it a disaster. Yes. I think that's a little strong, but I understand the trepidation.
And you mentioned Aaron Pico, Khamzat and Pico working out here as well. Check out the abs on Pico, dude.
Bro, both of these guys look like they're fucking ready for war.
Holy crap! Also, Luke, Curtis Blade's got a new family-friendly haircut. Can you give your thoughts on this?
Is he going to Disney?
I would guess he has to be, unless he's working for Epstein now or something. I mean,
listen, I respect it.
I like Curtis
I like Curtis. I respect the commitment to the bit.
All right, let's see Armin Sarukian, the Armenian Hulk, working out in the cage here. Working out in the Jackson cage, Luke.
Okay. Just rocketed this motherfucker through the door.
Somebody lock that door. All right. Luke, you ever get on like a bus publicly on vacation? You got to like sit cramped with like dirtbag kids?
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch the second level. Okay. All right. Johnny had an upset stomach.
Oh my gosh.
Mom's just like, yeah, you'll be all right, son.
How is no one noticing up top?
That's insane. That is insane. Luke, speaking of great fan sub memes involving your side piece, here's the weird French cake lady.
Oh God. Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God.
What's wrong with this, Luke? It's just cake, right?
Dude.
Is she sick?
This shit makes me uncomfortable,
or
bro.
Or is this kind of hot? I still can't figure it out.
What?
Well, I'm French. I'm half French.
How do you look at this fucking cannibal whore and go,
that's aggressive. I can't wait till we get her on the show.
And you're like, I want to bang her. I'll bang her.
One of these days,
I want to throw her out of a plane.
There's going to be a guy standing there nude with the dong, and she's going to be like, nope, and cut it off.
Yeah,
and
cut
just
it.
bob it style.
Oh my God, bro.
All right, time for your street fights of the week, Luke. Check this shit out.
Gramps just chilling, minding his business, it looks like.
What'd you say to me?
Someone's got some issues. Oh, took an angle
Let's
on
throw
him.
some hands.
Here we go. Oh, shit. Bah.
Damn.
You know what? They went out doing what they love.
They did. That old guy he's out cold.
Yeah, the problem is he landed the nicer shot, but then he face planted into the pavement.
Damn, man. Damn. Let's go to this one. Wild ending here. Watch this.
Do it to him again. Do it to him again.
Let's see. Squaring him up. All right, let's see. Got a stance going.
Oh,
shit.
wow.
He was ready for it, too.
Is that a roundhouse?
Yeah.
That man is ready for the cough.
Bro, New York, you'll see some shit like this all the time.
And then people will just keep walking.
Yeah,
Like,
all the time.
Okay. You know what's crazy?
Dude, you know how hard it is to teach a 6-year-old girl like how you navigate through a world of like, crazy ass street people? And she keeps being like, they'll say something to me. Not like yesterday, for example, we're biking and Tukey had to go around a group of like 4 teenagers. And the teenagers they weren't talking shit to me, but they were like, you could tell they wanted to, and they were just stopping just short of it. And I had to kind of navigate. So while waiting for Tukey to go around it, and then we pass, and Tukey goes, "Hey, those guys were talking to you. What did they say?" And I had to just kind of explain to her, "Don't say that to them in earshot of them." You know what I mean?
Excuse me, sir. Can you give me directions to the interstate?
Man, fuck yo mama. That's not what happened. They didn't cross the line, but you could tell that like.
Dude, I told you that story before, how my dad in like 85 took us to New York City for the day on the train, went to Radio City, saw the Christmas show, all that. He would tell me years later that he put a gun in his top breast pocket, and because of the crack epidemic was so out of control. It was a week after that family got killed in the subway, famously, from Utah. And I just remember how out of control Manhattan was at the time. I saw like 10 different accidents that day where people just crashed into each other and just kept going.
People talk about, New York City's unsafe. First of all, it's not. Second
of
all,
insanely unsafe
compared to how it
80s.
used to be. It is like, dude, it was fucking apocalyptically
especially
bad.
the late 70s, but that carried into the mid 80s. Really,
dude, that carried into until Giuliani's got problems, but he was the one that kind of cleaned it up. So
I skipped school in high school a couple times and went down and went to the gross places there before Giuliani cleaned it up. Yeah, it was like Times Square was still.
Times Square was
hairy.
when you went to go to the porno theaters, and now it's Disney. It's insane.
It's really weird. All right, we got one more. I want you to watch because people are often like, "What is Luke Thomas going to look like on the New York City subway in 30 years?" Watch this bearded, white-haired fella.
You guys know I love New York. So you can do this shit and nobody cares. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before, no.
Stupid whore.
That's all the shit we got this week. All
that
right.
guy is my fucking hero.
You little prick, shut the fuck up.
Shut
There
the
you
fuck
go.
up, you whore.
Hey, we made lemonade out of shit today, right?
Dude, they gave us nothing.
There it is.
They
That
gave
whoop,
us nothing.
There it is. Morningcombat.shop for your merch needs, folks. The August exclusives are here. I mean, can you throw up that full screen as well? It's the Beavis in Butthead MK shirt brought to you by Average Joe R. How about vaping is for closers with Luke Thomas? And of course, your autographed Super Washed Bros or Washed Dads poster. All three of those are August exclusives that will not be here come September 1st. Until they're gone, you can buy them. So get on it right now. We also have some evergreen content on there, including a brand new shirt. So check it all out. Morningcombat.shop. And a reminder, this is the best way to support the show. Unlike the past, all proceeds go to LTBC and Long Island Luke. And by the way, as well, shout out to Average Joe Art, our fantastic designer on many of our products right there. So that is great stuff. Average Joe Art just getting clients left and right.
Well, that's
so
that's no accident nor a surprise.
Yeah, great guy. I love that guy. Anything else we want to say? Oh, I got a shout out. Well, you say it while I get this shout out ready. All right, Luke, tomorrow is your birthday, so I definitely want to shout that out.
Thank you.
46, any plans? Anything going on?
I bought a e-bike over the weekend.
Yes.
That was really my plans. I'm going to spend a little bit of beach time this weekend, but that's it.
All right. Well, I want to shout out an anniversary that's coming up on August 8th, okay? I'm talking about you, Zach, out there. Happy anniversary from your amazingly cool wife, Angie. We know you are the biggest MK fan of all time, and you're a pretty big BC fan as well. So we are shouting you up. You never miss a show, and you're Canadian. So maple syrup all over you and your wife this week. Happy anniversary for you, August 8th, to the lovely Angie and her husband, Zach. Luke, do you care at all about Angie and Zach?
I mean, I think it's, kind of a weird thing to do shout-outs like a hip-hop station here, but,
Okay. I mean, I just love our people, all right?
I do love them, too.
All right. That was a free cameo right there. All right.
I can see that. You didn't charge for that one?
I didn't charge for that. No, I'm not do cameo anymore. I do this thing called the YouTube channel. It's kind of the same grift, though, really, to be fair. There we go. All right. Long Island Luke, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, I'll put out bet breakdown for this weekend. UFC Vegas 109. Probably a better card than this weekend.
That's not saying much, bro.
Fluffy Hernandez in the main event against Roman Dolidze.
Now, that fight is great. I got size for that.
It's a good fight.
What else we got? Anything decent on that card?
Touchy-feely versus C-Rod.
That's good.
We got Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne.
That's okay.
There's a few good fights on there. It's better than this one.
There we go. Somehow we did 2 hours today. Thank you for playing. We love you out there. Take care of yourselves, and we'll be back on Friday. Enjoy it. Peace. We out of here.